All right, this is Randalicious, and welcome to the 69th Hexis podcast. Been 4 weeks since the last one. The content hasn't been coming out as much, so we haven't had as much to say. More on that to come. But a couple things. We're looking on getting our podcasts, past and future, uploaded on iTunes and Spotify. We are going to be giving you guys more information about that. And follow us on Twitter at Hexis for any information going on with that. And for you boys that are involved, whether it be as a manager, player, or observer, if you're making any memes about fantasy EHP, please use the hashtag fantasy EHP so we can see it and give us some love. A couple things we're going to be discussing on this podcast is going to be fantasy EHP, quality of life updates, the membership price is increasing, pretty big bug and deadman mode, raids challenge mode, and plenty more. I'm asking that one of you fine boys out there could be a viewer or participant. Try to get some timestamps available for the people that watch the upload of this. That would be great. But all right, let's get into the introductions. I'm Randalicious, and I'm the leader of Hexis.
I'm Trickool. I'm a general in Hexis.
Bront is also a leader of, or a general.
What?
I misspoke.
I'm Hexis Trickool. I'm a general in Hexis.
I'm Pawz. I have tacos in my mouth.
I'm Kantus. I'm a recruit in Hexis.
Kbuns and Smalley in Hexis, and Metafight Miracles Benchwarmer.
Alright. Metafight Miracles. Let's talk about Fantasy EHP Season 3. Got a few links here I'm going to put in the Twitch chat, and a few links. I'll post them in the description of the upload for this. So, don't know what Fantasy EHP is. Think about it a little bit similar to like how fantasy football or like fantasy basketball is. If you don't know what that is, well, pretty much we get a bunch of owners, come together, draft players in the RuneScape, and pretty much teams are selected to go head-to-head against each other each week, and whatever team gets the most EHP wins. There's a lot more to it. Check the links that we put down there. Ginch had an awesome review, but Fantasy EHP Season 3 is definitely getting taken to the next level. Aiza stated that trophies for some certain categories like regular season MVP, playoff MVP, like trophies for the winning managers and team MVP. Not just trophies, but also like membership. Like we are getting the full love and support of the team. So God bless. But any ideas for what you think, aside from what we've mentioned? Like any other ideas for stuff that we could have as prizes? And anyone watching the upload of this, leave a comment on the video for an idea, to give away them to us, and you'll qualify yourself for a 6-month OS Buddy Pro giveaway. But what ideas do you guys got for any others, and what do you think about them giving us this kind of support?
I think it's pretty amazing that we're getting the support. It's pretty cool. Jagex is awesome, and like being able to respect HLC is like being actually competitive rather than giving all their attention to PVMers and PKers. I think it's really, really nice. As far as potential rewards go, I'm not really sure. Like, let's get some Epic Gaming shares. I've got no idea.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome that they're actually, backing us on this one. The tweet from the old school RS Twitter is pretty great, and me and Trickool were talking about earlier, having like signed artwork and stuff is a possible reward. I think that would be another alternative to just membership. People would probably like.
Yeah, I like the idea about artwork, but apart from that, I don't really know what else they could give. Really, I think like just tweeting out that it was going on from that the old school RuneScape Twitter was like more than I'd ever expected, and anything else is like an added bonus. It's pretty great. Everyone getting stuck in, loving it.
Yeah, I hope to get some membership. And some team jerseys would be cool.
Do you think you might be able to win team MVP?
What?
Do you think that you?
No way.
Oh, you could just
I'm getting it.
you could
No
just
way.
you could sabotage and just say fuck it. You're on the bench. Oh shit. That would
I
be
already know
funny.
I'm getting team MVP.
I think it's awesome. We are gonna be giving away stuff as well. The Hexis, we were able to raise some money. We're gonna be doing some giveaways. Probably the next time the stuff goes on sale, it'll be like around mid-season. We're gonna be the links that I put in the Twitch chat and the links that you'll see available in the description for this. There we have a merch page. I got a long sleeve shirt and it actually came in today, which is pretty sweet. Wearing it right now, pretty comfy, nice. But we're gonna be giving away some stuff like that, and we'd also like to get some other things away to people just who have been supporting the fantasy EHP. I don't know, like this is more so my question for everybody because I was kind of out of ideas that I could think of, whether it be like certain categories or certain prizes. But the artwork that you pointed to, that's a good idea. I'll make a note of that.
I think it'd be pretty cool if they gave some shirts to the winning team. But I mean, it's pretty awesome that they're getting into it. Didn't expect them to tweet it out, especially from the official Twitter. Can't really think of any other rewards though. I think I saw in chat that somebody said like in-game statue would be all right.
Ooh, statue might be asking too much,
No.
especially after ours has been sitting there for a couple years now without an update.
Without a reindeer hat.
Dude, I'd rather.
Reindeer hat came and went in the time we were waiting for it to update.
I'm just thinking about a jersey, like Men of Fight Miracle jersey. That looks so good.
In-game jersey.
I will only say that yes, it would look good because of the colors. That's the only support that I give for the Men of Fight Miracles.
All right.
Brilliant color design. All right, so let's talk about the draft. We had the draft last weekend, and what did you guys think about the draft? How it was conducted? How quickly it went? The pre-draft trades that we had and everything. The draft itself had peaked at like 600 viewers. And what were just your overall thoughts and feelings looking back at the draft, and what were some surprises maybe for you?
The lack of sort of, a meme team or absence of meme picks up until the later rounds. It's kind of good to see everyone taking it seriously, and that there isn't sort of the bye week team apart from the jigging jostlers.
Hey, the jostlers will have their chance against Glory's gang, and yeah.
It was fucking hilarious though, because we've been tweeting about it for days, and like the stream hadn't even started, and I think we had like 400 viewers waiting for it to start. And 400 people were forced to watch that match of the day thing that I made that was fucking hilarious, and I loved it. It was very professional as well because there was like only me and Zoid were allowed in out of the people who weren't managing a team. So there was a little bit less dicking around than last year, which is what made it fun. And yeah, couple of shocker picks really. Link's getting drafted like 73rd or something, 74th.
Well, let me just interject here. I think like for this week of like the 70 people, he's like in the bottom 5.
Yeah.
So
People are going so hard.
And any for the managers, have you got any regrets with picking people, Randy and Bront?
I've got 2, but it's still early. There's plenty of time for them to redeem themselves, and I will not throw them under. And I will not throw whatever 2 under the bus.
Oh, interesting.
They have the rest of the season to make up for it, but hindsight's 2020. Very happy with my board otherwise. Some of the prizes for me, I was surprised when Froggen went in the first round now. And now he's kind of asked to be sat on the bench for next week. So, that was from the start. That was going to be a high risk, high reward, and already looking like the risk is kind of,
Who picked him? Devils?
Glory's gang.
Glorious.
Then looking at the draft, I will say I was surprised that it had as many viewers as it did. So that was great.
Well, it got hosted by Old School Twitch.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Snap.
I had no idea. I can't believe I'm just finding this out right now. Oof. Biggest surprise, I would say. Yeah, I'm gonna just go with Froggen being a first round pick. When healthy, he's worth the pick that he was picked at, but
healthy.
Hey, that's the verbiage that we use for fantasy. You're an athlete. If you're not good to go, you're not healthy for that week. What does the rest of you guys think?
Biggest surprise for me was even getting drafted. I was like on a 15-week, and Dumbfounded picked me up. I'm gonna pick it up for the boys. I'm gonna do like 90 next week, and what's really funny is King Sawyer 1 didn't get drafted. Suck on that.
Yeah, I said something about that. Did House Brand get drafted?
No.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that Dive didn't get drafted. He was trying real hard to get drafted and kind of just slipped through.
Trying real hard to get drafted, but then he tells the only owner to scout him and message him pre-draft, tells him don't draft me. I'm not gonna be good. He has nobody to Dive. You have nobody to blame but yourself.
The bicycle meme of the guy putting the fucking stick in between his tire and he falls off his bike.
Yeah.
It's that. I got drafted, everybody. I've been a fancy HP athlete 3 years on the go now.
Pretty crazy gamer.
Rats.
Might not be as perky as I once was, but
Still going.
What have you guys thought about the first week of fantasy so far? Like, are you an observer, a manager, or a player? And how do you think about how hard people have been going and everything?
I am currently an observer. Never been drafted, unfortunately, but I was a manager last year and it was kind of fun. But I've been kind of busy recently, so I'm just an observer this year.
I am benched this week playing for Miracles. All I can do is root for the boys and hope they take it from the ballers. It's been really close the entire time, but I think we've got it now. I'm really happy with my team.
I think you got it.
Huge shout outs to the boys.
I think you got it now. Like,
Yeah.
It's been within like 5 hours of each other the entire time, and like currently.
Yeah.
So for those of you who don't know how close this matchup currently is, the Big Ballers have 564 hours, and the Menophyte Miracles have 563. So
Like
it's
80 average per player.
it's gonna come down. It's gonna come down to that last, like the last hour, really. Why do you think you guys are gonna be able to pull out this win?
They have 6 neats on their team, and now it's the weekend. We managed to keep things so close, like even with IRL obligations. So huge shout outs to the boys for that. So now that Ray and Ardino are on the weekend, I think it's pretty easy.
Okay. Well, there you go, Big Ballers. That's a challenge to you guys over the next 29 hours that you guys got. Good luck. Good luck. Bront.
I'm both a manager and a player, but we are we're saving ourselves for next week. We're resting up.
Marriage.
We're not gonna waste our energy.
Yeah, why is that?
No reason.
The Jigig Jostlers are currently losing by 130 hours. The Relic of Penance runners.
It's pretty rough. 25.
Yeah, you guys need to catch up because they're
I'm
gonna
wrong.
have 7-6 hours against us next week. We're pretty much fucked in that matchup if you guys don't catch up.
Yeah, we would have to play like no.
It seems reasonable.
The like it would be a real good matchup between like you and Glory's gang, and you would beat the Dorgish Khan Devils. So think
Yeah.
about like got the worst draw that you could.
We could have done better if we went closer as well, but yeah.
Shout out to go, Maddie.
No one on Jigig ever speaks to each other either. Like everybody on the team is uncontactable apart from like 3 people.
Yeah.
So do you think it's a dysfunctional locker room? Shit, the locker room don't even exist.
Locker room is fucking PM off, pretty much.
Yeah, if Shelly gets his 6 hour next time,
I even made a
And-
video for him. So I hope
and
he
I
understands it.
I stop doing half HP, then we'll be fine.
I'm a player. Yeah, I'm currently bench warming like Kbuns is, ready to let loose in the final rounds where it really matters. It's been pretty fun. I mean, team's all right, but as I just said, they don't really speak to each other. Communication is key. There's no I in team, as they say. But yeah, it's early days yet, everybody. There are always a few casualties during the season, so anything could happen. People could play themselves, and Jiggy Jostlers just come and scoop up what's left.
Like, remember, it is a 3-month competition. I don't know if people are sleep depriving week 1.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah.
It's the 40 hours a week that are going to win the comp, not the 160 hours.
So I am a manager, not really a like I own myself, but that's only just in case I want to have some motivation in some of those vacation days that I got for like a week off in the playoffs or something like that. The first week I've been very impressed with it. Shout out to Dan, but he's not Dan.
Damn, not Dan.
Yeah. Thank you. We got an entire like page for fantasy EHP. So the spreadsheet that we have is like the master list, and I'm sure that it's going to be very overwhelming for some of the people just on that sheet, but here CML has a much more condensed, easier to read thing of what's going on. A lot less information, but that's awesome on there. So thank you to him for that. So I'd say that's a real big surprise for me. It just came out after everything was created. So that's awesome. The first week though, I've been very surprised with how well some teams have done. I guess the team that I'll probably point to most is the Catacomb Cats. Like, if we were matched up against them this week, we would be like really stressed out over what I previously would have thought was a win. One of the opponents that we are going up against ended up getting banned for botting in the middle of the week. I think. Not sure. Let me go and check his page out. Oh, actually, no. He did actually log in. He didn't get banned. He just didn't play for near 48 hours. Shit, maybe he had a 2-day ban. I don't know. But that was enough to just make it to where we could put our focus over to next year or next week. No, I'm excited. Got this first win.
Vacation is amazing. It's
Yeah.
fucking insane.
He's gonna be on the bench for next week, apparently.
Yeah, so I've heard.
Needs a rest.
Oh, big note. Is what Omnia Honeybee has been. Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. Has not played in 3 days, and the
First round pick.
Yeah, first round pick has gone MIA and has not played in 3 days during the first week in what was a crucial matchup against the Lunar Island Lunatics, and they are losing by 14 hours. It'd be safe to say that if that first round pick had been playing the last 3 days, that Team Death would have won this week. But it's looking like it's not going to be the case, and it's pretty hard for everyone else to pick up this, the void that he left behind in the middle of the week like that.
Does anybody know what happened to him, or?
I think his internet just went out. That's what Dan told me.
Okay.
Hey, to my yak boys out there, if your internet goes out, damn it, go to McDonald's.
Yeah, you're playing at Starbucks.
Go to the library.
Yeah, like you're gonna be able to make it work. Dude, Kobe Bryant tore his fucking Achilles and then still made 2 free throws. You can be down, but damn it, do not stay out. So can only point to manager of Team Death as being uninspirational enough to be able to push his players even when they have had a devastating injury.
Yep. Gotta walk it off.
Walk it off. All right. Let's move on to next topic. So I did post the Ginger's review of the draft. That thing is really, really in depth. He breaks down essentially every single pick for every single team, and then he comes up with what he saw as his power rankings and everything. So did you guys have a chance to view that article? Shit. Yeah, it's a full-on article that he made. He is the only full-time fantasy EHP reporter. What'd you guys think about it?
Don't like to brag, but I did get that probably about 3 days before it came out to the public.
Wow.
Yeah,
Inside man.
it's good to see that his job's going so well that he can continue writing about RuneScape even after he's quit.
I read the first paragraph, and it informed me that we actually had rewards this year, which is pretty awesome. So I'm probably not going to finish it though because this is like massive. It's like 50 pages.
It was too long to read too long for me to read all the team descriptions, but I did read the one for my team. He was talking mad trash about the boys. Got to step up and prove them wrong.
Hashtag the boys.
I got faith.
For everyone spamming the chat, desperate to find out how to become a full-time fantasy EHP writer, send your portfolio.
Journalist.
Yeah, send your portfolio to the Twitter at Hexis.
TV.
Yeah, and all right. I thought that it was excellent. I read it, and I read it twice actually, just because I thought it was that good. I really like, kind of like with like sports draft in general. Like, you can look at like the NFL draft is actually going on right now in real life. I've got it up on one of my monitors. Like, everyone up there talking about how they think teams have picked and this, that, and blah blah blah. Like, shit. At the end of the day, you really don't know until the athletes have a chance to go out and perform. Like, the guy who has the most EHP this week, although it is inflated, like, he was one of the last round picks. Shout out to the boys for not finding my tweet that I sent out saying, "Sleepers, get at me." But, like, a pick like that probably was, that pick was looked over in the post draft rankings, and then the number one hour for the first week. So it's kind of a crapshoot, but anyone can put up numbers. I thought it was excellent. He said that he hopes to do it in the following weeks, and I hope that he can. That was awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool that he's continuing to do stuff with fantasy, even though he quit playing. I read through some of the team paragraph things. They're pretty cool, or pretty good read. I like some of the player write-ups that he did, specifically the Dan S one. I think everybody liked that one.
Yeah, team mascot.
For the people that haven't had the chance to read it, could you please read his description for the viewers?
What?
Could you
I don't
please
remember the exact description, but I believe he was
You want me to
described
read
as a mascot pick.
Yeah. Let's get the full reading.
Probably
You want me to
hoping
read
that
it out?
he ride the wave
Yeah.
to victory.
Let me find it.
Team spirit.
Alright. Dan S is another example of a mascot pick, and is probably hoping that he can ride the bench to another championship. His only contribution last year was a single 77.36 week during a 271-hour thumping.
Thumping.
It's good to see him go hard this time around. Great pick.
I know
He's proven himself.
Yeah.
Swimming his way to the top.
Yeah.
Better not drown.
He's got his water wings. He'll be fine.
Got like those inflatable things that you put on your arms.
The floaties.
I didn't read every review, but it seems that he took it seriously, and he
did
did a really fair. Yeah.
You think
I don't know,
his assessment of your team was good?
It's fair. It's fair. It might even be a bit better than it should have been.
All right. We've talked about a couple team names here, but we haven't kind of given them all off. So the team names for all of the 10 teams that we have are the Brimhaven Big Ballers, the Catacomb Cats, the Dorgish Khan Devils, the Glories Gang, the Jigig Jostlers, the Lunar Isle Lunatics, Menophyte Miracles, Nate is not Yak Boys, the Relica Penance Runners, and Team Death.
No, the team there.
Just death.
So,
Yeah, that's
what is your guy of the team names? What is your guy's favorite team name and your least favorite team name, and why?
Well, I don't have a least favorite. These are all beautiful names. But I think my favorite is probably just Death.
Oh, it's Team Death, not
Oh.
Death.
No, it
The
says
team
Death.
there.
It used to just be death.
Death. Hey,
No,
I liked it when
It
it
was
was
just
just
dead.
Death. I liked it when it was just
DT.
Death. All right, Bront, what you think?
Good question. Probably death. I think he shouldn't have put team in there though.
It's okay, we fixed it.
Okay, good.
Best team name is probably Brimhaven Big Ballers. It's
Yeah.
Triple B. But worst, probably Glorious Gang.
Well,
Yeah,
like
those
so,
are
so
words.
in
good on him.
in his defense, he had to have an emergency rebranding the night
Oh.
before.
The other name inappropriate
After
or
a
something.
PR scandal.
My favorite team name is Brimhaven Big Ballers. I'm the manager for the Yak Boys. But man, like I'm a big supporter of the Big Baller brand. Got an awesome sweatshirt from there. So disappointed that he was able to beat me to such a good name like that. Worst team name? Now, I liked the team name Death when it was just Death. But I do not like Team Death. I think Team Death is lame and is the worst name. But just the simple removal of team, just Death. That would just Death on itself would have been the next best one. But you know, it jumps from 2 to 10 in the name rankings just by putting team in the name.
Damn.
Shout out to the Yak Boys.
My least favorite is Team Death or the Team Death, however you want to put it. I hate how it breaks the theme. Same with Glorious Gang, and the best one is Dorgish Khan Devils.
Yeah,
I really like that one.
Alright, as much as I hate the fools and the idiots behind this name, I really like the Brimhaven Big Ballers. I think it's a good name.
Thank you.
Hashtag blessed to not be a catacomb cat.
I thought the cat. Hey, I will say this though. The Catacomb Cats have had a really, really good week. Like, I've been surprised at how well that the team has performed. So, shout out to those boys. I know that there are a couple disgruntled people in that locker room, but they're coming out and they're putting on a show. Been very surprised by how well some of those guys have been doing. So regardless of your role with Fantasy EHP, what would be some changes that you would like to see to it next year that you would like to see improved?
Custom rates before the league starts. So there's no obscene over HP stuff.
Would that include filters?
What?
Like filters for Iron Man and free to plays and everything, so they're
No.
more likely to get drafted, right?
Stole my idea.
That's the same thing though. If you have filters for Iron Man, that's the same thing as doing over HP, because people are just going to be like, oh, what's the easiest EHP for Iron Man? And just go and do Herblore and get like a 2,000 hour week.
Don't like the fantasy has just sort of become just a swimming and RD agility sort of.
Yeah, if it were scaled, then
Competition.
people wouldn't do that.
I'd be okay.
Yeah.
I'd be okay if the agility, like, if the swimming could be changed. Like, I think it shouldn't be as much above EHP shit as what there is, but I'm fine with already being like 0.89 EHP for the fantasy. Like, it is brainless. You know, you're gonna have to put in 100 hours of work for 90 hours of time. So there's
Really work though.
Work.
yeah, man, you are a professional athlete. What do you mean?
Jumping from roof to roof.
Do you know how much stamina that's gonna take out of somebody? You know how much, you know all that sweat that's gonna accumulate.
Turn
Nothing
my
but
mime
respect.
top brown.
Man.
Man.
Some things that I'd like to see changed is kind of like rates, I think, for next year. And I know that there's no changes that are going to be made this year, and I'm fine with that because everything is in place already. But I would like to see kind of everything, with the custom rates, essentially almost make everything like post 99 rate only, and like no above EHP with the custom race. So yeah, that's definitely one thing. I wish that there were more teams. With how many like 2 years ago when the first season rolled around, there was 14 different owners, and that was probably a little bit too much. Last year there was 12, and there were some inactivity issues towards the end of the season. I think that's more so because of terrible trade that was allowed to go through. But
Shout out to Omar for ruining Fantasy HP Season 2.
Wow.
But given that, I don't know. I think that having 14 teams is like, I was looking at now. I know that like season 1, like the EHP rates that people got, like EHP rates have changed a lot in the last 2 years. So the hours that people got like ended up getting scaled. But like, there's so many more players like out here sweating than what there was 2 years ago. Like, there are people that didn't get drafted that are like over 300-hour months. Now they're like, for the most part, they're going to be people who are not as well known, and that probably is one of the reasons why their stock ended up going and being undrafted. But like, there are so many more players putting in so many more hours now that like, I would love for next year to be like 14 or 16 teams. Now, with that, like, you definitely should not allow, or I'm sorry, not should not allow, but I don't think that there should be play every single team in the season, because like, I think right around 3 months is a solid amount of time for an entire season. But just kind of have that set, just a schedule can still easily be made to where like you'd only play like 10 or 11 regular season games, something like that, even if there's 14, 16 owners or something like that. But yeah, I'd like to see more teams, a lot more competitive, and then like you'd have to dig deeper with your bench as well. And then something I guess that I'd like to see that could then be added on is for the playoffs, an idea, not just having your 7 starters, but I'd like to see the amount of starters that you have in the playoffs go up. Then it can be like even more of a team versus team kind of thing. Getting the bench players, and like 2 bench players getting subbed in. That would be great. More that. But that's kind of all I can think of right now. I love the scoring change where you get bonus points for a big win and bonus points for a close loss. I think that that's excellent. Really great to have added in. That's kind of all I can think of. I've been talking a while. Anything that you guys got?
I just want to see it go even bigger, Maybe even at Wembley next year.
Yeah, I'll be in negotiations with Jagex to try to see if we can get all the owners get flown into Jagex HQ.
A live competition.
Isn't Isn't 4 years a
stage.
big thing in sport? Like the Euros 4 years apart, World Cups 4 years apart, Olympics are 4 years apart. The fourth year of fantasy has got to be on that scale, you know?
Yeah, like we can have all the owners flown in, and then everyone goes up to a podium to announce their pick. Like and gets streamed to the like. That would be awesome. Imagine that. Like people would fucking love that. Get it going to the next level, yeah, and then get fantasy gaming houses for some team. Get sponsored.
Probably would have a bigger audience than Deadman.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, it would.
For me, I think the biggest change I'd like to see is over EHP methods getting scaled, because it's a huge disadvantage to people who don't have who do have 200 mil thieving right now. Like, I was planning on doing a bunch of rune crafting next 3 months, but I'd be a fool to do that because I can swim and it's just so worth it. So I'd like to see that changed.
Start up a riot as much as we can during the regular season, and maybe it can be playoffs.
Hope so.
James, what you think?
Kantus,
Oh, yeah, I guess just custom rates, because people don't seem to be a fan of swimming being the thing.
well,
For
it's not that I
obvious
don't like.
reasons.
Yeah, like I like the method. It's a really good method, but it's just impractical to do anything else because it's so good. You're almost forced to do swimming because it's just that good.
I mean, how are the teams that have a lot of swimmers doing right now? Are they winning? Okay.
Is there any comments about fantasy that you haven't had a chance to talk about yet? Like, is there like a topic about it that we missed or anything like that? Wanted to get in?
Oh,
Yeah, the
Sure.
penance runners better look the fuck out because we're unleashing the Rhino next week.
Huge on behalf of me and Gingbino, the fancy EHP manager. Shout out to Sens and Jicklin for drafting him. He's doing really well for a 4th round pick. He's not doing any over EHP by the looks.
Sands or Scott?
Sens,
Okay.
4th pick of the league, and he's doing better than all the other ones that came before him.
There's no way he's doing better than Tom.
Yeah, but Tom's swimming. Isn't he? Oh no, he's not actually.
He's fireman.
50 mil fire making week.
I want to thank all of the managers for the draft. I want to thank each and every single one of the owners for being very respectful during the entire draft. Apparently, I was the only one to swear during it. So, hey,
Yeah, after warning us not to swear.
if I am the worst behaved, then we did a good job. So, seriously though, thank you to all of the guys who were being very professional throughout it. I really do appreciate that. I'm glad that it wasn't the shit show or people making terrible comments after certain picks and whatnot. So thank you to everybody.
One more thing, you need to upload the post-draft analysis onto YouTube. Because
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
I will. I'll get to that in the middle of this week. I know that people are going to be very thirsty for this podcast to be uploaded. So, yeah, I'll be sure to upload the post draft kind of discussion thing that everyone had. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So let's get into some of the. We spent 45 minutes talking about fantasy. Let's talk a little bit about like stuff that is actually out of our control and shit that's been going on in RuneScape aside from fantasy. So the iOS beta was sent out Did anyone have a chance to play it? And if so, what is some feedback that you can provide?
No, I did not get it. Were they talking about doing I think I heard them say something about like an open beta or something like that.
More on that to
Is that-
come.
Okay, then I have nothing to say. Next person.
Yeah, I don't have an iPhone because I've got a brain, but my friend got it.
A what?
And,
Ooh.
yeah, you heard me. I've got a brain, no iPhone.
Mm.
Anyways, my friend got it, and it had all the X withdraw stuff on it, and tap to drop seemed to be working well. Said it ran really well, so I guess they're making good progress.
Well, I was a victim of a terrible system. More on that to come. However, I don't know, like, it seemed like it was going pretty well. I think that they did a good job. They extended the beta for a week. We'll talk about that, but some of the changes that they put in was the banking stuff, and from the people who I've talked to that have had the chance to do it, they seem pretty excited about it. There is like a limit to like how intensive some of the stuff that you can do is. Like, you're definitely not going to be able to do like Smoke Devils well on your main account. So I don't know. There's a lot that can still be done. Haven't talked to anyone that's ran roofs or like cut redwoods or anything like that though.
Yeah, my friend that had it was like 1,800 total, so he wasn't doing any like important stuff. One thing I forgot to mention though is that he said the battery drain was really bad. Like, it drained his battery in like an hour.
That's
not good to hear.
That was
Sorry
not
about
what they
that.
said. Like, I know that they gave us the estimated like battery drain rates as well. Does anyone know what it is? Like, or what it was before? Like,
Nope.
the numbers that they gave us was like it was going to have a very minimal impact. Like, the biggest thing was that it wasn't really going to take up any data at all. But I don't know. Like, hopefully they can step that battery usage up or down, make it friendly.
Maybe my friend's just got a shit phone, but he said it was really quick.
Someone said that their battery was completely empty after 4 hours of NMZ. That 4
Yeah,
hours
that's-
is quite a while.
4 hours? No.
Like 4 hours
Should be
would
lasting at
pretty
least a
nice.
day.
All right. So what are your guys? This is one of the randomly submitted topic. Thank you guys. They are still included in the descriptions of the videos. We do tweet them out. We do appreciate some things, giving us some talking points. So, what are your guys' thoughts on Jagex randomly selecting people for the beta? Do you think players should have gotten invites based on like playtime, total level, or anything like that?
I think playtime would be a pretty good way to send out the invites. Just like have everybody with a certain playtime threshold and then just randomly select from there. Because it's kind of weird that just any account that signed up could get it. Because then you have people like Randy that don't get an invite. So, kind of weird.
I don't know. I think it's pretty arrogant. Sorry, I don't see the order, so I'm just going to speak. I think it's pretty arrogant to expect an invite just based on your total level, because at the end of the day, it is a beta, and they're trying to test the beta like from all
What you can
perspectives.
test out at like 500 total level.
Well, like, they're going to test the earlier stuff in the game, which is what most people are going to be seeing. So it might be more important for them to test the earlier content.
Yeah, the moment you start saying you have to have this to get invited, you start adding sort of like some bias to the feedback you're going to get. So it's pretty good that they're keeping it 100% random, even if there are a few little examples of people that don't play the game very much getting it and stuff like that. They probably handle it in the best way.
Pause.
Are we okay? I think it would be a good idea if they had sent it out to not limiting to a total level or play time or anything. I think it's a good thing that they sent it out to some below average players, perhaps. But I think they also should have included a lot of higher level players too, so they could test out different types of content. Like Randy was saying, redwoods and something else he said. I can't.
Roofs.
Yes.
Alright, so I am an extremely self-entitled, salty motherfucker. I do not think in any way that there is, like, let me start saying some positives. Yes, they absolutely need to include lower level players, and it should scale up to where you've got people in every bracket. You've got the people who have not played in 3 months since they submitted their application and are still getting invites. Then you've got the people that are still logging in every single day, desperate to provide you with feedback, that aren't getting invites. So I think that they failed massive. I think that every single player, like in the top 500 or top 1,000 that had an iPhone and submitted a application in, I think every single one of them should have been given an invite. They gave out about 5,500 invites. Like making damn sure that a few hundred people that play the game more than anybody else being invited, like that should be a priority, because they are going to be the players that are going to provide you with the most feedback, because they historically are going to be caring more about the game and caring more about the product that you're trying to sell them. So I think that they failed massively in the selection process that they did. I don't think that there should be a requirement or anything like that, but players that haven't logged in fucking months should not in any way get a fucking invite over me. So the beta was extended for an additional week as well. Do you think testing for this should be for even longer periods of time than 2 weeks, or what do you think about the length? Trickool?
Depends who's testing, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. It depends on, I don't know, like
If you gave it to somebody who plays a lot and wanted to find, test it, then you could have a beta for a day.
Why did iOS get a week longer?
Because it's better. Well, shit. You want to know why the fuck it had to go a week longer? Because they didn't have motherfuckers sending in goddamn feedback, because they didn't give out the invitations to the right goddamn people.
Yeah, because everyone who owns an iPhone is a spastic.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they even managed to gather any information in fucking 2 weeks.
Surprised they figured out how to download the app.
Yeah. I have a Nokia, everybody. Roast me.
I can't, it speaks for itself. I think that they should do it for longer periods. Like these closed, but now they're gonna have open betas coming out later. So we're gonna talk about that next. But I think that the closed beta should definitely be for a longer period of time. I mean, especially if you're sending out invites to players that haven't logged in a couple months, it's gonna be difficult for them to just decide to log in. So yeah, I think that it should have been extended. A month at least. Like, the longer it's open, the more feedback they can get, and it should allow it more time. Really,
I don't know. I think a week is plenty of time to get all the sample they need. I think a month would be a little bit too long, and it delays the product coming out. Sorry, go ahead, Pawz.
Next person.
Delete your name if you're not gonna say no.
Sorry.
Bront.
Yeah, I don't know what they need, so I have no idea what they're looking for, what they want from the beta. But they probably
Feedback.
want they're probably just looking for like kind of basic data, like battery usage, data usage, performance, shit like that. So I don't know. 2 weeks is probably fine.
They said when mobile is officially released, it will likely be a full release to Android first, with iOS being some undetermined point after that. What do you think about this? And if you're in the market looking for a new phone, does this in any way impact your purchasing plans?
What does the Razer phone go off? Because they were all sent those. I assume that's Android.
Yeah,
I
it
would
is.
believe that
It's
Razer's an Android, yeah.
Yeah, it's probably why Android's getting like when fucking Zombies would get a new map and Xbox would get it before PS4 kind of thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to Pod Often. It's probably why.
Let's see. So, I've been looking at the Razer phone since before it was released, and I've continued to hold off on my plans of
Purchase.
buying a phone because I wanted to see like what mobile would be like what phone it would be best for. So, like, I've been thinking about getting a different phone other than an iPhone for a couple of years. Just haven't made the jump to something else. And like, I love the Razer products. I don't give a fuck. You guys can meme whatever you want. The products are great. The mouse is the greatest thing that I've ever seen in my entire life, and I love the wireless headset. I will continue. Like, I
We do a
wish.
Facecam podcast because Randy's room is all just green.
I
All of his Razer products.
wish, man. I wish that the Razer keyboard, like on the Corsair K70, it has like a like media keys and like a like mute, play, like a
You got a calculator button?
yeah, I do.
Yes.
I would just love to fucking have those media keys added onto a Razer board. If they did, I would buy it instantly, no hesitation. But yeah, like I've been looking at the Razer phone since like October. It came out in November, and obviously we've been aware about mobile for about like 10 months now. And whatever phone it is that I get, it'll be the one that is kind of like the best performing one for mobile, because all I'm gonna be doing, like all I do on my phone right now is just fucking look at Twitter and watch YouTube. So yeah, being able to play on the best performing phone, that's gonna be what I'm gonna do. But disappointed that Android's coming out so early compared to iOS. What do you guys think?
Let's go to Bronson's. Trick's not here.
Wait, what have you done to this sheet here?
Look at the crap that's above Trickle's dumb message.
Oh. I don't know. I'm not going to buy a phone for a very long time.
What kind of phone you got right now?
LG G2. Got it like 3 years ago, and it's exactly the same as when I bought it, so. If it doesn't break, then get another 3 years.
Have they given a time frame for when it's supposed to be released?
No, they
Nah.
haven't. They have no fucking. Yeah. Hold on. They actually did winter 2017.
Oh yeah,
I think no, they didn't even say a year. They just said winter.
yeah.
Well, these motherfuckers
Hopefully
must have thought that the second ice age had hit.
See you in 2019.
Is it my turn?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm not gonna get a new phone because this. Man, Google Chrome Remote Desktop is already out. Why would I care about that? Come on now.
I actually
Uh,
prefer remote desktop because I can use the cursor on it.
Yeah.
It's not really smooth playing on Chrome Remote Desktop though.
Smooth enough to click a fucking absorption potion.
Yeah.
Well, one day will come where that won't do anything for your account anymore. Once you become a real veteran to the mobile gaming, it
Yeah, a
won't
couple
do
years.
anything. It won't do anything at some point, and that's when you need to, open it up, look for the like Zaya Room Crafting, Redwoods, or fucking utility.
I don't really have any thoughts on it being released for Android first. It's sponsored by Razer, it seems, so it makes sense. Razer phone seems kind of like a meme. Like, who the fuck mobile games?
I'll have you know,
Yeah.
mobile gaming is the fastest growing.
Is it now?
Yeah, like
I mean, it's a big market, but if anyone unironically mobile games, it's 2018. Like, please stop that.
it's the fastest growing gaming place. All these like 14-year-olds on their fucking phone that their parents bought them.
Man, I was at the
Um,
eye doctor like this week, and some fucking kid was playing some gun game on his phone with the
Yeah.
volume on in the waiting room. Pissed me off.
Yeah, like that is the ideal target right there.
I don't think they're gonna play old school though.
Oh,
I think old school's too different from
Good.
games that are on the market now.
did you say you were at the eye doctor?
Yeah, it was just some like 13-year-old kid.
Probably playing Fortnite.
Oh,
Might have been Fortnite then.
It's probably Fortnite.
Fucking hell.
My cousin plays that.
Tell your cousin I said fuck him. Hey, at your eye testing, did they test your vision?
Yeah.
What'd you grade out at?
What else would they do?
Why?
Well, because I went last month and I took the eye test and I was very surprised at how well I scored.
No, my eyes suck, man. Got a really
Cool.
bad astigmatism.
All right. Trickool is busy doing nothing. So what would be some other feedback that you guys would have for them with how they handled rolling out the beta? For me, like I thought that it was very good that they were able to give us like a time frame with when they wanted to handle I think that they did a very excellent job with the communication this time around. But last time, like with the Android, there was terrible communication. With iOS, they did an excellent job with communicating with the players, and they did a great job with including more time for the beta as well. So I thought they did an excellent job, aside from giving me the invite.
Maybe next time.
Bront?
Nothing.
Delete your name.
All right. It's definitely better than last time. Yeah, really no complaints this time around. Good job.
All right. So one of the big announcements was RuneScape membership prices to increase, and that will be starting on June 4th. Anyone with a recurring membership will be grandfathered in, but the new rates are going to be set at between $11 a month and $8.30, like $11 a month if you were to purchase one at a time, and $8.33 a month if you were to buy 12 months at a time. Prices of bonds are also going up as well. I don't know the exact prices, but everything's going up. What are your overall thoughts and feelings about this price increase?
I'm not going to turn it off, so I don't have a problem with it. It is weird, though, that they made a giant profit last year and they're still ramping up the prices. Pretty weird.
I think
I
it's
think it
mostly to cover the losses of RS3.
It's almost like they're not reinvesting too much into their game.
Imagine if they did.
I'm not sure why so many people freaked out the way that they did. Because if you're gonna freak out about it, chances is like you're just gonna have recurring membership. And it's also a lot better. Like, I'd rather be paying double this for membership instead of having what RS3 has.
Yeah, I'm glad that they haven't done that. Stuff that I was saying on Twitter, I was just memeing a little bit, like half serious, half like joking, but like, yeah, last year was like their best financial year that they had in what, like 5-6+ years or something like that, correct? Like they did a phenomenal job with it. Like I know it's a business, and I understand that. The goal is to make money, not to make us happy. But I would love to see if my extra $1 or $2 that I am paying per month could be invested in an actual support team. I think that like that would. If there is one fucking place in this game that players would not mind paying an extra $1 a month, the hundreds of thousands of accounts that are at like. So the extra hundreds of thousands of dollars a month that they make from this increase, if they could put 10% of the new profits into a support system, like, and hire, a dozen guys to like be on the support team, and I'm not talking this at Jagex support, I'm talking real fucking support, not some social media conversations that you're having with somebody. I'm talking like a real support team. I'd pay damn near anything that you want for an actual support system.
Jack Sports Steve is doing his best, all right.
Like they have more than enough money to be able to invest into a support team. Fuck the Jagex helpers. Fuck the support system we have. I would love for there to be like there are way too many people. Yeah, like their best is nowhere near enough. Like they are so far away from even being at like. I think sometimes we forget how bad it is just because of how familiar we are to it. Like we are like it's almost just become like second nature to us. Like, oh yeah, nothing bad. We don't care. Like like it. Like if someone was coming over from a different game, dude, they would be shocked. I'm fine. But I'm fine with the price increases. But at the same time, fuck them for sneaking that in before mobile came out, so they could make money from the explosion of players that come in.
How long has everyone's membership been going for?
0.
Don't know.
Mine is not recurring.
It's not.
No. I bought like 3 years back in like 2014, and when it was like $4 a month on Amazon, something like 2-3 years or something like that. And I just buy it when it's on sale. But
Mine's been going since 2009.
at some point here, you're actually gonna win in the long run because you're gonna be paying like half as much a month.
My mum still pays £4 a month for RuneScape, I think.
Still got mommy's card in there. Huh?
Love my mum.
Anyone
How
else?
much do you guys think bonds are going to go up?
Bonds?
Like bonds have already gone up like 800k or so. I think that they'll probably go up even more. Like once the price thing hits in 6 weeks, I think that they could definitely go to being like 4.5 mil. They're at like 3.
I can see them stabilizing at like 4 to 4.2.
Yeah, they're at like 3.7 right now, and like they jumped up to 4 mil briefly, like the first day. I sold one of them. Sorry, Ginge. Wanted to see what it'd go for.
I mean, I'm still going to be paying with bonds, so I don't really care about the price increase. If anything, it's just another 2 hours at Rin Dragons I need to spend on an account, so it's like, I don't know why people are complaining
Gone are
about
the
it.
days where staffs alone could sustain membership.
Oh yeah, that kind of sucks, but whatever.
All right. Do you think it was a smart decision? So this was another submitted topic. Thank you. Do you think it was a smart decision of Jagex to increase the cost of membership before the release of mobile? And how many players do you think will stop playing because of the price increase?
I think quite a bit of casual players will stop paying. How much is it? $11 a month.
Yeah.
That is absurd for old school RuneScape. I can't imagine people would want to or look at this game and be like, "Wow, I want to pay $11 a month to play this game." It's just kind of weird. Getting up to the price of WoW and
Yeah,
I was just gonna say,
thinking about that.
not really close in terms of content, I'd say.
Their support
see
system is like
over
far better, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's great.
Don't you need birth certificates for like recovering accounts on WoW?
Yeah.
Oh, that
Yeah.
would be fucking awesome.
We'll see how far the dollar is going over
You just
summer.
register. You just register your account with your information, and then you can never get hacked.
It's like your fucking retina scanned.
Soon.
Like I can't remember 2014 summer all that well in terms of disconnections. I think Lizard Squad was
Oh yeah.
still about back then briefly, but 2015, 16, and 17 were all really fucking bad for disconnections over the summer. So if this because they're doing maintenance on the worlds, if it's some sort
More
of
on that
protection in
to
anticipation,
come.
that'd be good. But nah, I don't fancy spending the entire summer dying doing Slayer.
Especially with the death mechanics changing again.
They're not doing any of that until Raids 2's done now. None of the integrity stuff is coming.
Oh, read the more on that later, motherfucker.
There's more on everything. We're not even halfway done yet.
I told you,
Really?
boys, this was gonna be a good one. We're
gonna be a
halfway.
long
We're
one.
halfway.
Worth the wait.
We are
oh my
halfway.
god.
We're halfway.
Oh yeah.
Bront?
I don't know what they're. I'd like to think they have a plan, but it's kind of hard to tell.
I don't think there's really any plan at all. I have no reason to believe that any of this new money is going to be going anywhere other than the pockets of those who make money from it. Like,
Yeah, when you
Yeah.
increase the money you pay, you'd like to see the game shoot up in quality, right? But that's not going to happen.
exactly, like that.
It's just shoveling money into shareholders is pretty much what they're doing.
Yeah.
They haven't said where the money's going.
No.
They
Or
made
big
40
money.
million last year. I don't know what they're planning to do with that. They could hire like 200 employees with that, but
Don't do that.
like
Don't
Ben,
listen to Bront.
hire 10 to 15 support guys. Peanuts.
I think I've said this before, but if they paid me $100 a week I would make a level 3 account and I would sit in the GE banning thousands of bots every day.
I would
It's-
almost,
it really-
I would
it is
almost
that
pay to do that. Yeah. I don't know. Someone here coming in the chat saying that the market stock of the company that owns Jagex lost 50%. They're trying to milk what they can to make back their losses before. Well, I don't think RuneScape will be getting shut down, Calvin. But that is something there. That's a good point.
That's one for the highlight reel in like 2022.
Alright, if it does get shut down, catch my ass on fucking Xbox. I think it's like a I don't like the move because I know that they only did it because they know that mobile's coming out. So like this is going to be not only a long-term benefit from like just newer like players paying more money for membership, but like the game will explode with population increase with mobile, and these rats are just trying to get out there and get ahead to where like all these hundreds of thousands of players that come to the game are like, oh yeah, sure, that's like they're not gonna know that membership just increased the day before they started playing. So fish move, put my money towards some support, please.
Is it a powered move or not?
Yeah, it is. Like, best believe I'd do the exact. I would do if I was in their position. I would do the exact same thing.
So you don't like it, but you gotta respect it.
Gotta respect. I'll always respect.
Gotta respect.
Always
Spec.
with 2Ks.
Yeah, I was gonna say exactly the same thing as Randy. Like, I feel like they're just increasing the price so that when mobile comes out, they'll shovel in the cash. So, skip me.
I don't know. I've got a feeling it has less to do with the release of mobile. I'd like to have more faith in them. That's kind of a
It's just
sketchy thing to do.
coincidence.
Well, I think it's more so.
They're trying to get some money.
Well, yeah, it's obviously they're trying to get some money, but I think it's more so influence from the Chinese company that currently owns them, less than, all right, let's leech these guys. Like, I don't think it was
think it's
intentional.
both.
So.
I think it was intentional. I don't know.
It's got it.
Like the game's expected to just blow up with mobile, of course.
Yeah.
They want to make as much money as they can with it.
Yeah, like they for the most part are pretty poorly run, but they've definitely would have done their research to see like what kind of like they have estimated numbers for how many people that they're gonna get playing mobile and how many new memberships that they're gonna get from it. So, you know, they ran all those calculations to figure out everything. They know. They know. All right, so let's move on. This is a pretty big one, but maintenance was done on Worlds. Or maintenance will be done on Worlds. It has been done, and I think it will continue to go on Worlds for the next couple weeks, couple months, whatever. So with that, they changed the themes of Worlds around temporarily to conduct their work. Like the 2K total world was moved from like 61 to 57, and you know just shit like that. But with that, like all right, we have no idea how this actually does help out their servers and whatnot. It'd be great if they could give us more information on that. But you know, with that, you know, all these different worlds, like there is a like world 45 is the permanent Deadman world. Oh. Worlds 45 and 47 were switched to where 47 became the temporary Deadman world. The problem is that this was changed, like that change went in 2 minutes earlier. Like, you got the system update, you know, that comes out, but like the last 2 minutes of the system update, it was a Deadman world. And there was a player who was killed, and he lost his entire bank, and he lost some XP. I don't know how much XP he lost, but he lost some XP. He could no longer like equip the skill capes of the 99s that he had. So like his shit was in fact lost, and like they did confirm that yes, all like that was legit. It was a major oversight. His bank value has been restored in bonds, but I don't think they've yet done anything to the XP that he's lost. Kind of a long story, but it's a pretty major oversight kind of bug. What do you think about the totality of these circumstances? How would you react if you were the victim? Has Deadman ever provided anything useful to the game?
I'm quite surprised that people didn't make more of an uproar about it, considering, like, I know it wasn't Fally Massacre scale, but it was the same kind of deal. And, you know, we're all a lot more connected now, internet's more developed and everything. So I'm really surprised that people weren't, you know, as loud about this, because it was really ridiculous. But it would have been absolutely brilliant to go and get killed on one of those worlds and like potentially lose a 200 mil or a 200 mil rank or a like a 99 or something. Like, I really wish I'd fucking done it and just fucking just lost like my perm ranks or whatever. But it would have been fucking brilliant. That would have.
Does anybody know like what the XP, like the penalty, like if you were to die in Deadman, like what is the XP percent that you lose? Like if you had a 200 mil, how much XP would you lose from it?
I think it's 25% if you're in a safe zone.
Woo! Fuck! 50 mil X.
He dropped from 99 to 90 herb. Like, that's fucking huge.
That's more than half then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd probably lose my shit, to be honest. But I think they handled the situation properly. Like, they did what they should have done, gave his stuff back, and I assume they gave him his XP back. I know they were talking about giving him bonds and stuff, so yeah, that's good.
Alright, so apparently he was a level 3 who was killed by someone who was a level 126. So he didn't lose that much XP because like I guess it's scaled due to like what your combat level is. Like you're gonna make a lot less killing someone that's level 3 than like a level 126. Alright, go ahead. Bront.
So the finals on Deadman now, there's just you get placed in like a room 1v1, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So basically, people said before, why don't you just replace Deadman with a arena tournament? And now it's basically become an arena tournament.
For the most part, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Deadman's always been pretty shit to me. I hope they just scrap it and make an arena tournament instead.
And when I first saw this, like, I didn't believe it. Like, it's such a huge oversight. There's no way Jagex would do this, right? But only Jagex, I guess, that this would happen. It sucks. Like, in my opinion, it's worse than the Fally Massacre because lost XP and bank too. Just dumb.
I really wish I was online for that. But I mean, yeah, it's like just leave it to Jagex to mess up this horribly. Comes to updating worlds like this.
Like, are they going to, like, I wonder if there's any disciplinary action that has been taken against the whatever mod, like, carelessly allowed this oversight to occur. We've talked in the past before, and one of the questions that we had submitted as well was kind of like, do you think the game's going in a bad direction? Like, what would it take for you to quit the game? Like, I was like, if I got killed and lost 25% of my XP, 50%, whatever the fuck, like, I don't know how, like, I don't know what their plan is for trying to get this guy who lost all of his XP. Like they are so fucking lucky that it was a level 3 who didn't have much money in the first place. Like if I would say, like, I would probably consider quitting the game if this happened to me, like, especially with how much I hate Deadman, and if I were to lose, you know, fucking what would probably be a couple bill in terms of, like, what the XP is valued at and thousands of hours, yeah, like, Trickool, congratulations, you have been promoted.
Oh, fuck you know.
So, dude, like, I honestly can't put into words the emotions that I would be feeling. This is completely unacceptable. They did an okay job getting him back the value of his bank in bonds and giving him a year of membership. But man, unbelievable! Like, shit, I'm glad I was at work. Like, for those of you who know, follow me on Twitter. You always see me tweeting out World 46 something. Whether it's the 46 roofs, the 46 pond, you name it. Like, hey, when I'm doing Slayer, I'm always going to try to be in World 46. And, you know, shit. If not, like, 47 is typically the next world that I hop into. So, like, to me, that was very scary because that's a world that I spend a lot of fucking time in. So, like, it makes me fucking, like, I feel uneasy just talking about it. Just like, man. That's all I got.
Nightmares.
Yeah.
Getting the shakes.
Could you imagine if it had happened to one of the higher ranks and just like randomly, like Lynx wasn't rank 1 anymore, and did you get banned? Did you get banned? No, I didn't get banned. Oh, right, what happened to him then? Oh no, just got 25% of his overall XP removed because he died on a bugged world. Could you imagine?
Yeah, you know, the more I think about it, I definitely would have quit. If they were unable, like, does anyone know if they've been able to resolve the XP that he lost yet? Are they able to?
They're not going to. What happened to the guy who
my
killed
God.
him?
Nothing.
Um,
I don't have any problem with them doing nothing to the guy.
Take away his XP.
It's their fault.
I mean, dude was like a level 3. Like, honestly, you could have just fucking misclicked him and killed him with a battle staff in one hit. Alright, so I had no idea that a new quest was being added until I was looking through the updates just yesterday. Apparently there was a quest added 10 days ago. The quest is called Tales of Righteous. It's a novice level Zaya quest used to introduce some lore. Are they pumping out too many novice quests? Does Zaya need more quests in your opinion? Hey, man, all these novice quests, who's excited for a 7th block soon?
what would you put on your 7th block? Abbey specs?
Pretty varied depending on what you do.
I think Abbey specs would be a good
It's
one.
like almost everybody has different task lists now.
I haven't done a quest since Monkey Bandits 2. I think I'm still at 250. Oh no, I did that one for Zaya Favor, whatever that one's called, where you get like double Zaya Favor or whatever it is.
Client of Goran.
Yeah, I did that one, but I haven't done any since. I am definitely enjoying not having Fossil Island Wyverns, Addy, or Rune Dragons on my skip list, which is pretty nice. I'm above 4,000 points for the first time in about 3,000 hours of Slayer. Yeah, I don't go into Nightmare Zone enough to bother doing them. And if people always say they want quests, but they don't want these quests, man. They want Desert Treasure 2 or something.
Their excuse is that it's to introduce new storyline so they can make a new like big quest. But these are just quests that should have been released alongside Zaya. Like
Yeah.
they're so boring. Fucking hell! I did
Just,
it with the
like-
boy Kingslayer 1.
I fucking despise. Well, actually, no. The achievement diaries as a thing are good, but as a reward, they're terrible. But I think they're just better to, because you know, like no one's really doing them for the lore. They're doing them to just sort of get a feel for the environment, and like what gets you a feel for the environment more than a fucking achievement diary and going around, you know, making a magic longbow from scratch on Zaya or something. That gets you running around a bit. They've still got one slot left to fill. Like you could have like they have
What slot are they
Uh,
missing?
quiver. They have a quiver on RS3.
Okay, so they could come out with some kind of Zaya blessing.
Yeah. Well, so just anything like these little quests that just you open up a 3-minute guide and hold spacebar, and no one really cares about them. They only want it for the proof record on CML.
How competitive is the proof records for that?
Shout
I'm-
out to
I'm-
HPXHP for being number 1.
I'm pulling it. Oh yeah, look at that.
Another win for Hexis.
Hexis at the top of the most quest points in the game. Oh, look at there's some pending records as well here on the page. I'm looking. Holy shit! Hey, Jicklum has submitted the proof record as well. Oh shit! All right.
God.
It's my turn.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of these like 5-minute quests. I did the client of Karen in my alt, and
It's a pending record for 23 quest points.
yeah, I don't think
Everybody
that's
go
legit.
to this page and vote it as legit.
No, don't vote it as legit. But I didn't even know this was a quest
He's
until
not even got 23, it's 21! He's a liar!
Sorry, Pawz. Go ahead.
It actually is 20.
That's all I had to say.
Okay.
So yeah, I think that like they've come out with a lot of these quests. Let me just talk about the free to play quest, the Corsair Curse. I think that was an okay quest. Definitely no problems with that.
Yeah.
But like the Client of Curran, the Depths of Despair.
What was that?
These are Zaya quests. The Queen of
I haven't heard
Thieves.
that either.
The Tale of Righteous. I think that might be. I don't know. I'm just looking at the only fucking red quests on my thing. They've come out with a lot of these. I would have had no issues with it had they been added when Zaya came out. It kind of feel like it's like a chore at this point to have to go back there. So I don't know how max quest points 263. We're really not too terribly far away from getting up to 300. Like they only got to come out with like 15, 20 quests. They
God, I
really
hope we don't get that many.
like we're like at the current pace. I bet we're within like 2 or 3 years.
Let's not think about that.
I would say that yeah, at this point it feels like they're pumping out too many novice quests, but I guess I say that, but I'm glad that these are the updates that we have been getting, not any other bet. Like,
Yeah.
like I'm okay with it. This is kind of like I honestly had no idea. I do read updates, but like I don't know how a quest could be like. I play this game every single day. I don't know how a quest can be fucking added, and I don't become aware of it until 10 days after. Like, I don't know. Take it away, Bront.
I mean, it's good that they're adding something to Zaya, but people complained that Zaya had no quest in the beginning, but I don't know if anyone cares anymore. But, if they're getting good feedback from it and people like it, then it's good.
Yeah, here.
Yeah.
The quests that have coming out have either
less
been
time
like
to add stupid shit to skilling, I guess.
the quests that have been coming out have been like massive grandmaster quests or 5-minute novice quests. Do you think that they should be coming out with anything in between?
They
Yeah.
even said
Didn't
they had
they
a few
announce
of
one?
those the gnome series in the archives that they could just pump out for the sake of it. Just to give a bit of variety.
He should have just been released within a month of Zaya's
Yep.
initial release, you know. Like everybody has their favors done, so quest rewards are
Yeah,
pretty
like,
useless.
I've got 100% and everything. What the fuck is that 20% and then in one of them and then double the speed in that one gonna do for like? Aw, man.
Yeah, everybody's done with it already. So, just kind of weird. They waited this long after people were complaining about Zaya being just an empty wasteland
Do you
at
think?
release.
I know we've definitely talked about it a lot over the last 2.5 years that it's been in the game. Shit, probably even 3 years since it's been was like originally talked about as an idea. Like, do you think that like looking back on it, like all the content that they still have to put out for Zaya, that it was like the worst or most incomplete major piece of content they've ever done, or what?
It's hard to
I think
compare
so.
that to Fossil Island. They're like very close in terms of content and like depth.
Fossil Island has more depth than Zaya.
Yeah, Fossil Island
e-
is
Yeah.
way
even-
better than
Even though it's newer. Like when Zaya
Yeah.
came out, it was unbelievable.
It was a
When Zaya
square.
was released, you had Redwoods, Souls.
Redwoods,
and then,
hold up. Redwoods were not out. at
Oh yeah,
first.
you had Souls, and then 2 billion acres of empty space.
Tithe. Pretty much it.
Were the catacombs a thing at first?
No.
Holy piss.
What did they expect you to do on
There's
there?
a bank in Zaya's castle, and it's really cute. Everybody should use that bank.
Yeah,
I think
I
I
like
was-
that one.
I was thinking about using it before for my I did have to use it on my Slayer Learning alt one time. I could have just used the like the Clan Wars telly with the fucking mini game, but I just decided to run up there. It's like that castle is awesome. I'm glad that they switched the center location of Zaya from what it was before. I don't even like. I think it was just like a fucking like a statue or something. Having
Yeah.
that castle is pretty cool. They've done some really good things to it since it was originally like. What do you guys think? Like, if Zaya came out like today, I think it would probably almost be regarded as one of the best updates at the game, like because of how much shit there is on it now.
with everything that's currently on it,
Yeah.
feels released. Yeah, it'd be pretty sick.
Like, I mean, and you can even take away raids because I know that like they were planning on coming out with shit in batches.
I think Raids is kind of cheating to call that Zaya.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It didn't need to be in Zaya.
They're just like, oh, if we put this on Zaya, then Zaya has a good thing.
Yeah, it does still feel really fucking big. Like they could probably get rid of at least 25 to like 40% landmass, I feel like.
Yeah. At least they're adding teleports through that book they added on the quest. Like just slowly releasing the pages so you can kind of just teleport your way through Zaya now.
Not a fan. I think that's my consensus.
Yeah. All right, so let's take a look at all the like quality of life stuff, and so April they've continued the quality of life month. Some of the bigger things that have been added are the post 200 mil XP drops have been attempted to be fixed, not entirely, but they're not
It's a
as
damn sight better
yeah.
than what it
Like,
was.
It was a sight for sore eyes. It's not like it still should be fixed, and I hate that it is the way that it is, but better than what it was before. They, for whatever reason, apparently are giving 3 times as much XP from long and curved bones.
Truly quality of life.
That one piece of content that in the entire 16 years the game has been up, probably about 3 full hours have ever been done.
1.5 of them by Razor.
200 mil Slayer doesn't get you enough for an hour. It gets you enough for like 15 minutes, doesn't it?
No, he did. He did it for like nearly 2 hours when he got it. Like, he has a tweet. He was like, go look it up. Like, you can advance search. It was like, and this is why you pick up your long bones or curved bones or something like that. And he was getting like, I think like almost 2 mil construction an hour for like 2 hours. And like they've apparently tripled that XP now. So Razor missed out on like that cost or opportunity cost. Razor missed out on like 4 mil XP and probably like and then
No, he didn't. He only did it for 30 minutes. Not even that.
My bad.
Randalicious is a liar.
You see, I'm not lying if I'm saying it in good faith. I'm just an idiot in that case. The hourglass from Pyramid Plunder was removed. Angler now weighs less. They lowered the kudos required for Volcanic Mine, and the scroll bar has been updated to become toggleable to be moved to the left-hand side. The quality of life updates keep on rolling out. What do you think about
the qual update in that list? There's 2.
Yeah.
What do you think about the most recent batch of quality of life? Which one's most important to you? And are there other quality of life things that you can think of that haven't yet been added?
Can you actually change the scroll thing now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Only in
it's
resizable, I
massive.
think.
Definitely works in resizable. I don't know about people who play on fixed.
What about the sort of but not really fixing the XP drops? What does that mean?
So let me take a picture for you. So
I mean, it's not all in the same line, right?
Because I just don't want to see it at all. I don't want to have fake XP drops. So
yeah, so like if you look, I just put it in the Twitch chat. Like that's what it appears like right now. I want all of that to be on a single line, or that's just not the case. Before, like if you had like a Smoke Devil task or like a Necreal task.
I'll link my tweet in the chat as well if you want to see what it was like before. It was absolutely insane. If you had 200 mil hit points or like ranged, you are fucked.
Yeah, like look at that. That hurts. See, I'm retweeting this. Thank you.
It'd render too many XP drops as well, so they'd glitch before they could reach the top.
Yeah, like I was having a lot of problems with Smoke Devils. Like if you get like, yeah, I mean you get at least 9 of them stacked up. It's like you're getting 9 different XP drops on the same tick, and they're all just appearing at different intervals. Horrible. But James, take it away. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I only really care about Ghost Angler being not as heavy and Pyramid Plunder Hourglass being removed. The other ones kind of just whatever. Not really quality of life. But I guess for something that they should add, I don't know if they have yet, but the fossil storage can still only hold 255, at least last I checked. And it's very annoying.
I want to give a shout out to whoever was able to get it to where, like, you know how on your friends list, like, it would not support, like being able to sort it by, like, name, last world change, world, and, like, legacy. Before you couldn't do that if you had more than 200. I don't know at what point they had that changed, but, you know, thank you for that. I was deleting motherfuckers as soon as I hit, like, now I'm at least over 200. I got, like, 203 here right now. I was deleting people shit. I hit 200 and hey, I'm scrolling down that friends list and the first person I see that I haven't talked to in a while or they're I was
I
glad.
got 5.
I'm happy to see that it's no longer a problem. Can't really think of much quality of life that I think could be added.
Oh, I guess I'm up. My bad. Volcanic mine being reduced, it's not QOL, it's just making it easier for more people to AFK mining. Which is cool, because I'm probably going to do volcanic mine, because my hands can't do 4G. It hurts too much. The rest of it's just base NS, like, scroll bar is so nice. Love it.
That help you at all? So I know that it helps with like mining and fishing. Does it help with like runecraft? Like, what are some of the other skills that it could be helpful for? Like, I'll say it does
No,
help for smoke devils.
You don't really need it for runecraft, because you don't really use that part of your screen. So, I played with the chat box on, and had no problems. But it's just really nice for fishing, mining, and hunter.
Yeah, I probably wasted like a full hour misclicking on that stupid thing during 200 mil fishing. So I honestly like it's the best update this year, in my opinion. Let's see. I think for me, the best quality of life thing they could possibly add at the moment, perhaps more free to play worlds, and maybe a couple more total worlds would be nice as well. Because at any given time, there's like 1,000 people online in the free to play worlds. Like, look at it right now. Every single world has 1,000 people, except for the total worlds. So
I let my alt get unsubbed, and I walked to Varrock, and I just the mines are it's bots all
The
over them.
Hexis account is at Varrock Mine at the moment on World 1 free to play, and it's like
I thought
6
I moved.
people competing for clay.
Yeah.
I think I moved it to like a sheep pen.
What, the free to play pond? I'm gonna go and check.
I don't know.
the only people playing free to play are bots.
Oh yeah, you have been busy. Look at this ghetto ass house.
Yeah, the free to play is pretty bad. Like it's unfortunate. I saw a post on Reddit that like it was like a genuine new player, and he was like, "Dude, all of these bots, I can't actually play the game." Trying to kill some is like trying to kill like some Alcrid guards or something like that, and couldn't play the game because of the vast amount of bots. I think that like that I would put up there as one of the like with the integrity post like is one of the like biggest problems with the game right now. Like, and I really do hope that they can try to get some sort of something in place before mobile comes out, because I don't want new players to have a terrible experience. Like, I hope that they can drastically improve that, and I hope that they substantially increase the amount of free-to-play worlds. I've been saying that I think that they need to add at least 20 different free-to-play worlds, and I think that like that might not be enough after mobile comes out. It really might not. You're giggling about.
You had like a little voice slip thing. It was funny.
Well, I didn't even notice.
Probably for the best.
All right, let's move on. There hasn't been any big or even like medium-sized updates since Dragon Slayer 2 came out more than 3.5 months ago. It was like in the first week of January. Mainly quality of life and very small content things for the most part. What do you think about the pacing of the game over this first quarter here? And do you think that our concerns from quarter 4 of 2017 were heard? Abso-fucking-lutely. I give a lot of shit, but you know, like, I love how the game has been over the last 4 months. They've done an excellent job not coming out with a whole lot of like updates that are like, oh yeah, what the hell, we'll just toss it in here, just because we don't have any updates. Like, and I love that we're still here, coming at the end of April, and they are still in the process of doing quality of life things. IESA said that they're going to be looking to do a quality of life month after like Raids 2 comes out as well. So shit, man, like coming on to that, like two, like I asked for like 2 dedicated months of quality of life per year. Yeah, we've gotten like more than 2 months of that now. So like I've really, I can't put into words how happy I have been with the pacing of the game over the last 4 months. And I really want to thank the entire team, whether it has been intentional or not, whether they have been slacking or they've just... I know that they're putting in a whole lot of work for Raids 2, so I think that that's probably the biggest reason as to why things have been slowed down. But man, like, that's all. Like, we do not need shit rushed. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
I've been saying for a while that like the big stuff that we get throughout the year is really like it's so damn good. It ticks boxes for me, but I'm not a big fan of the like there's qual and that they are genuinely qual, like interface things that make some things a little bit more convenient, not things like making stuff give 3 times XP. No one does the content. It's just stupid. But the little, like, the actual qual is decent, and I'm pretty happy that it's like the past 2 years of the game have been like 2 big updates sandwiched in the year, and then not a lot else in the middle, and that's good. And I also really like that the not a lot in the 2 big updates, they tend to be old school unique content. So starting in 2016 had Monkey Madness 2, going around to January we had Raids, which was unique to old school, and then what did we have after Raids? The Inferno, which is like arguably one of the most successful pieces of content, which is also unique to old school, and then going back around Desert Treasure 2, Dragon Slayer 2, which was really good, really well done. And then again this year going around to summer, it's going to be Raids 2. So I kind of hope they just keep doing the 2 big updates and then not as much in between, because no one's playing because they're getting 3 times XP from Kbuns. They're playing because there's some decent content coming in. Like, there's some decent content to anticipate when it does finally come around.
Yeah, and let me jump back in here again. Like, just to give a little bit of information for some people who perhaps weren't as active or know everything that was going on, like towards like the fourth quarter of 2017. Like, they, in my opinion, had at least 3 major updates in the last like 4 months, 3-4 months of the year. Like, you had the Gargoyle boss, Fossil Island, and like Rev K's, like the Wildy Rejuvenation too. Like, all of that fucking hitting between September and like early December. That was scary, and I've been me and the boys who preserve not the old school feel, but the pacing of the game. The pacing preservers have been very vocal, and I think that I'm a hope that the team took that into consideration, but like they've done an excellent job with the pacing of the game. Like, think about it, like last time this year, like they were like, oh, we can't think of any updates to do. How about we add silver jewelry? And then like that increases the Slayer XP per hour of the most popular skill in the game by like 15%. Let's give them these milestone fucking like XP things as well, like milestone for Slayer points. Like there's a lot of like really bad like medium-sized content like that came out last year as well. So like I think that they've done like I really can't put it into words how great I think they've done over this first quarter, especially with like how awesome Dragon Slayer 2 was done as well. Everything since the release of Rev Caves has been, they've done a phenomenal job, skyrocketing the quality of work that they've done.
Well, Diverse Dungeons was like April 2017, wasn't it?
It might have been, yeah,
That was a bad update.
where it just threw every single Slayer monster that was in Neve's cave to a different
That was the good part. It's like the month later, it was just like, okay, Diverse Dungeons, go and run and do Slayer tasks. Week 1, teleports to Diary Master on Diary Cave. Week 2, it's gone from 5 to 10. Week 3, you teleport in the same room as them. It was just really stupid. That was like the worst update. Might even be worse than this curved bone thing.
I think they've done a really great job this year. Like, it's been great. The year has been off to a really good start here. Anyone have anything more for this one? I don't even know if we were following in an order for it or not.
I don't know.
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
To forever we go.
Alright, raids like hard challenge mode has been pulled and passed. So to give a little bit of information with this, everyone will have the same raids, like with what monsters it is that you're gonna have to kill, and will compete to see who can get the fastest times. The monsters have their levels increased for this mode as well to try to make it a little bit more difficult or like lengthier. But some of the things that are coming out with this, they're going to have a dedicated page that is manually updated with the fastest times with like 15 different team sizes, you know, like team of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 15s, 25s, and like 50 plus. Also, there's going to be an in-game leaderboard for fastest times. Pretty much everything besides something on the official high scores, like the page that they're going to have is just going to be manually updated on what they hope is once a week. But I don't know. What do you think about how they plan on tracking and delivering this information to the people completing this?
I don't understand why it wasn't released with raids. Like, I don't understand why it's being released so late after the release of raids.
I don't know. It's kind of come in there. I think that they're doing this to try to hype up raids 2 a little bit, which I don't know. I feel like this could have been something that they could have came out with, you know, maybe middle of last year or like even like I think this would have been an acceptable thing to have come out between Dragon Slayer 2 and now. Not just being pulled now. I know it's still going to be a little bit before this update comes in. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, we had a good bit of time after Inferno where I think this would have been perfect. But it's a little bit late, but it is cool. It's a good idea. Hopefully we get to see the same thing with raids 2.
Yeah, I really like that it's coming out like this, but it should have just been, you said earlier, like six months after Raid's release, especially with Raids 2 coming out so soon after, and they're having like this cosmetic cape for it. So, I mean, I like the idea though. Should be fun to watch people go for fastest raid of the week, I guess.
RNG goals.
Yeah. No.
I really, it sounds good on paper, but I think it sets a pretty bad sort of precedent.
Oh, that is 3 questions away.
Oh, what the hell am I supposed to answer? You've got the same thing.
What do you think about the tracking and delivering of information? That is the question.
Oh, never mind. I'm in a completely different world. Yeah, it sounds pretty good, but the web team are notoriously fucking awful. You can go to your high scores, and that clue layout
is that still wrong?
Still wrong.
Been there for nearly like 2 years.
God,
holy hell!
It would take. It must. I refuse to believe it would take less than a day to fix that.
Less than an hour.
And
You know,
they talked
I'll
about
give him.
having
I'll
other
give him
high
more than
scores.
an hour.
They talked about having other high scores and for other things, and if they come like that, presented like that, oh my god.
Yeah, like I think it's funny. So like the reason why we're getting a manually updated page is because there is no web team. You cannot convince me that there is a paid professional in that building that is in charge of the websites. So there is no web team. I refuse to believe it.
Somebody
Why?
supports their family on that.
There is not a paid professional there. I will put
Maybe
my
that's
extra.
where
I
the
will
money's
put.
going.
I will put my extra $1. Put one of my extra dollars a month towards an actual support team, and then one of my dollars a month towards
All right.
towards website support.
In scale of incompetence, Randy, do we have the web team or the 2014-2015 Twitch stream professional? The person
What?
who used to set it up. Do you remember that or not?
Oh.
Every time Q&A was on, Trans was like daily reminder that someone supports their family by doing this. And it's like, it was like no audio for the first like 5 minutes of the stream. And then when the audio was fixed, it's like a ringing in the background. And then like Mod Rodent's voice would be really quiet. And it was all
Alright,
this fucking
alright, hold on.
The streams were like that for 2 years.
Alright, I was
Like the mics would be off for 10 minutes, and then one guy's mic would be so loud that you started bleeding your ears.
who remembers the ash coughs?
Kieran would.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
You know, like shit like that all the time.
Oh my God.
So I'm gonna go with definitely the web team, because like we have seen progress being made with the like I think the Q&As are done very very fucking well now, like in terms of like professionalism and presentation. And let's be like, it is hard being a streamer. It really is, and having everything set up very professionally, not having shit flying around the screen, making sure everything sounds right and everything, like it's not like go pop up any random Twitch streamer with like less than 15 viewers. I'm sorry, God bless their souls, but tell me if it's like, I bet 9 out of 10 times it's gonna look unprofessional, and the audio is gonna be fucked.
The one is optastic.
Hey, yeah, ARP has the highest ARP has the highest quality streams of anybody in the fucking RuneScape community, hands down.
I want to see what his OBS looks like. He must have about 40 scenes.
Yep.
Yeah, ARP is the king. He really is. But yeah, no,
Higher
like
ARP.
it's. I see a lot more unprofessional streams than I do unprofessional sites. Like you said, like this game, with RS3, $40 million were made. You're telling me you can't hire one guy to do a $3,000 job to work for 2 weeks, sit on his nuts, and make the site perfect? Yeah, no, definitely the web team. So to actually get back onto the raids challenge mode here, the challenge mode will be coming out with a cosmetic cape based on how many raids you have completed. And the tiers for this are like 100 completed, 500, 1,000, 1,500, and 2,000. What do you guys think about them coming out with like a cosmetic completionist cape like this for how many you've done? The completionist boys are mad. What do you think?
Yeah, they're gonna have to get this cape, and then like 6 months later, they're gonna have to max out the other cape coming out for Raid 2. So you better get out their T-bows and start shooting things.
Oh, just let me just interject here. There's a developing story with Fantasy EHP. There are teams protecting each other out at the doing superior dragon bones at the fucking altar in the Wildy.
It seems like the ballers are getting paid by rank 1 EHP to do dragon bones. That's pretty lame.
The money. Every
Fucking
money.
weenies.
Do you want to draft me?
Guys are some weenies.
Yeah, if you want to, yeah, they're so. Just to give an update, the Menophyte Miracles are currently losing to the Brimhaven Big Ballers by 3.5 hours. Sources are saying that the Big
There's a
Ballers
war going on.
Wait,
like
what world? I don't want to go up there.
it was in World 34, but apparently the sources say that the war has ended, but but the teams are going head to head against each other. That's
Look
awesome.
what's going on in Syria. This is the front line.
This is the real war.
This is a real. Jeez.
Nope. All right, sorry. So go ahead. I'm sorry, James. Go ahead.
Oh, I was done.
Oh shit, Bront, were you talking? Who is even talking?
He's been
I
off
just
topic
finished.
for like the past 40 minutes.
All right, Bront, go ahead. What do you
Cave is
think?
kind of weird and artificial to me. I don't like it. Just weird.
Do we know what it looks like yet?
No.
No.
Nope.
There's pets anyway, so people are going to want to do. Well, compers are
Check.
going to do it for the.
Hard mode pet would make a lot of people commit suicide, I think.
More on
They are.
that.
I think the completionist reaction is a bit strange. Like, I understand it's ridiculous. 2,000 raids is like
It's
if
it's
you're
exactly the
good.
same as the Castle Wars on RS3. It's just like, oh, you want comp? Then we're gonna add this dumb thing and just make a big number.
Because it's not 5k games on that anymore. It's like it's something else. But back when it was 5k games, it was like 84 days spent in Castle Wars was a requirement for some reason.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Cape seems dumb. Compa's reaction to it is also pretty dumb.
Yeah, this whole thing, it seems kind of arbitrary. Like, I'm just thinking about the duelist cap in the Wilderness Hood on RS3. I don't know if you guys know what that is, but
Yeah.
it's just like a huge number of completed duels or kills in the Wilderness, and it just takes like a ton of time. I don't know if it's actually a comp thing on RS3, but
The
if it
hat
is,
looks really
kinda
cute.
sucks. Yeah, the hat's amazing. I love that. I don't know. If they're gonna start doing this, they might as well add the tier 6 duelist cap into the game. That would be great.
Just feels like people are screaming, I want a cape too. People are getting for raids too. I want a cape. Like, I don't know. That seems like their response and reason for this update. Don't think it's needed. It seems kind of dumb.
Yeah.
The pet is enough.
Shout out to the people that wanted to get their damn champion guild cape. Those are the type of people that have created this.
Fuck.
You know who I'm looking at.
I don't really like I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about this. Like, I understand that it is something cool for the people that do this, and it gives them something to strive for. And especially since like you're making money from this and it's PVMing, like it's different from like the Castle Wars like armor that you're talking about, where people would have to like sit around for an ungodly amount of it. Like, this is like Raids is one of the most popular pieces of content that the game's ever come out with, and I'm gonna say, like, in terms of pure quality, I know that there's a lot of balancing shit that still needs to be done and everything like that, but like it's one of the best updates that they've ever done. And I think that this is a really awesome idea that they're coming out with. So I like, at the end of the day, if you're a completionist, like, I'm sure it is a very fun gameplay style, but I'm more in support, like, gives people a little bit of a thing to strive to. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I'm indifferent. I think that it's both cool and stupid at the same time. Not sure how that works, but that's kind of how I feel. there's not really reason to add it, but I understand why. I don't know. But there are coming out with some transmog variations of the pet, like of the raised bosses. They're coming out with like 5 different of the bosses that are in there, 5 different things for that. So like that pet will be like essentially 6 pets in one.
Jesus.
Who remembers when they said that they would come out with 13 different pets for raids? Like each boss would have its own individual pet. Now we just get like a half of that, but as one pet that's transmogged. I don't know. What do you think about the transmog pet?
Which
with all the
pet would
different
be the best
variations?
one in your opinion?
Tecton.
Muted, I would
I
be
like
sick.
Tecton. Vespula's also pretty good.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah,
Vasa's too spooky.
what do you think about it?
Isn't the mage boss like a person? You can make a pet from that, right?
I don't think that's one of the like they only chose like 5 of them, so like there's some missing. I don't think that was one of the ones that they chose. Let me see if I can pull up the 5 of them.
Oh, Vanguard's a boss?
Yeah.
I'm pulling it up right here. So the 5 different ones are Tecton, Vespula, Vanguard, Mutadile, and Vasa.
Vasa looks a
Mutadile.
bit too much like KQ.
Yeah.
Vasa, you mean Vespula?
Vasa'd look good, yeah. And Tecton. I know humanoid pets are weird, but I like Vetian as well. I think that looks alright.
I like Tecton. I think Tecton looks pretty cool. Be my
It's
favorite
got
of
a
the
cool animation. Starts smashing his hand.
yeah. I don't know, what so like overall though, let's talk about the idea as a whole, not just like the tracking of it or the pets, but just like overall, what do you guys think about the idea of raids challenge mode? And does something like this, Trickool, set a bad precedent?
Which one? Are we on number 2? No, what number are we on? This one?
Yes.
I'm not first.
No, you're not. You can
Oh.
you can rudely butt in and go to the top though. Go ahead. Take it
Yeah,
away.
go ahead, Trick.
Take
I
it away.
mean,
You're
like-
pretty eager.
It's a good idea, and from like, if you just glance at it, you think, yeah, how could this possibly fail? But I think it sets a bad precedent because it's very lazy. Like,
Is it?
hey, you know this content you made that was really good? Yeah? Let's just release it again. And I don't know, like, people are still raiding now, and it's been out for over a year because it's good content. You don't need challenge mode to push people to go and do raids. People are always going to do raids because it's fucking fun, and the stuff that you get from it is really good. And I just think, because like, if they, since challenge mode raids went down really well, do you guys want challenge mode Inferno? I was like, yeah, Inferno is really good. Let's just re-release the Inferno with a different pet.
They actually probably are coming out with that, like with no pillars or some shit.
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan.
Enough. All right, now we can start at the actual top. Supposed to be first.
I
Dead
like the idea of
Kantus.
challenge modes. Yep. I like the idea of challenge modes, but I guess with what Trick said, I can understand why you wouldn't want it. I don't really care either way, though, at the end of the day.
I think if it were released alongside Chambers of Xeric, it'd be really, really cool and a fun activity, but it just seems like we need content. Let's re-release it.
Hey, I think this is much better. Like, if the idea is let's get out some content because we haven't been able to get some, I think that this is 30 times better than anything that they could do in terms of like introducing like some actual like newly developed content. I'm gonna just butt in. Like, I think that this is excellent. I think that this is the type of updates that I would more so like to rather see. I don't agree with this like, yeah, it is a lazy update. That doesn't mean that it's not a very good idea. And like, this is the type of shit that we should be wanting. Is like, they aren't having to put in much effort to it. It's going to be very well received, and yeah, I really like it. Like, raids is one of the most popular pieces of content still. They said that like the amount of people that do it has actually gone up. Like, it initially dipped after a couple months before, but like, people are always still doing it, and like, I think this is I would hope that they can do some of this stuff for some of the like some lesser used, maybe even dead content out there. But I think that this is a great idea, and I think that they should keep moving in this direction actually for most pieces of content. I like it. I want to see more of stuff like this.
I think if you're going to release it, though, you need to have it within like a month of the initial release of the thing you're making the challenge mode of.
I think that's a fair stance to have. All right, Kbuns, Bront.
Already kind of said, like, yeah, I agree with James. It doesn't make sense to be released so late after the release of raids. Like, I don't know. It's just kind of weird. Seems lazy and desperate.
Yeah, I don't think it matters that it's a lazy update. What matters is how good it is for the game, right?
Yeah. I think it's good. Good on them. I like it. I disagree with the boys.
The boy. Sad face.
All right. So let's talk about raids too a little bit. The Justicar armor. Let me put it in the chat here.
Too late.
Well, thank you for beating me to it. But what do you think of all the different designs? And like, I know that they've changed this up several times, because like, you remember the initial design had like some kind of Nate's Snot helm that like went like the nose piece.
Where's that original picture where it just looks like an armor helmet? I saw it on a thumbnail of a video somewhere.
Hey, big shout out to West for taking feedback and adjusting it accordingly. I think he's done an awesome job with listening to feedback and developing it based on that. But I don't know, like, of all the ones, whether it be like the first initial design that we saw or what we see today, what do you think looks best, and what do you think about everything?
I don't actually like the designs. She kind of reminds me of a Paladin tier armor set in WoW, but it kind of just looks like melee ancestral. Not a fan.
Mm-hmm.
Guess if I picked one, it'd be B. Yeah.
What was this, tier 12 Pally? That's what it looks like.
Yeah, I think probably.
Yeah. I don't know. I like how it looks a little bit. You know, the like the long plated skirts, like that's the type of shit that like you got to see the mountain in Game of Thrones. I really like his armor in there, and like the initial design that they had, I thought looked honestly horrible. But with the changes that they've made, I think it looks better. I don't like how bright the armor is. Like, it's kind of like, yeah, like as you said, like it almost looks like a melee version of Ancestral. I think that the color's a little bit like, it's kind of like steel. It's kind of like the color. I don't know. It's too bright. I'd like for it to be a little bit darker.
Yeah, the winged helm looks fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
There's too much stuff going on in it, in my opinion. It should just be simpler, because this would just have like 3 times more detail than anything else in the game, which is something that looks really stupid.
Yeah, so
oftentimes in old school.
The poll that he ran, what ended up winning was the middle helm, with like nothing on the sides,
I hate that one.
and the legs in C, the long plated
I hate
skirt.
those ones as well. Fucking hell, bad taste.
I really like the first design. Like,
I
Yeah.
think
Bo-
A is
both-
perfect.
yeah,
me
yeah.
too. I agree.
If A could just be a little bit darker, and I think it would be fucking awesome.
A helm is the best helm, and A skirt is the best skirt.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Because
last one.
it's not actually a skirt. It kind of looks like tasset, like a tasset, because the plates don't go all the way down to the bottom like they do on the other one. That's a skirt.
And you see like the little slits in the bottom of it to allow a little bit more versatility.
Yeah. And B is just like straight up dong flap, if people remember that meme from like 2012, 2011, where they did the update to all armor on RS3, and every single fucking plate leg had a dong flap. It was just a bit of cloth in front of your junk for no reason. It looked
yeah.
awful, and I hate dong flaps.
It's like the default clothing. Is that what you're talking about?
No, the armor. The armor will look. All of it, like rune plate legs on RS3, dong flap. Adamant plate legs, dong flap. Bandos Sasas,
Oh.
dong flap.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Like B has got a
Bandos.
dong flap.
Bandos already has that though.
No, Bandos is like a skirt. Better cute. Well, maybe for you. I've not got dong flap. I've got like a
Don't
lady
say it.
part. A lady part flap. Don't know what a lady part's called. Nah, I can't stand B. The helmet on B looks so stupid as well. Actually just looks like it's just so boring. There's nothing to it. It's just
Yeah, I like the small
rubbish.
subtle wings on A.
They're
lot.
so they
Yeah.
maybe look a bit too much like Armadillo sort of coloured, but nah, dude, A is the best.
Yep, fully with you
Seriously
there.
the best. I'm gonna have to close this image actually because of how best A is.
Anyone have anything else that they saw that they liked?
I just really don't like how it looks. It's just like the detail is way too much. It looks so out of place.
I can see that being like an NPC maybe, but
Yeah,
don't
maybe. Like, I don't want to see a bunch of people walking around in this gear. It looks so weird.
Doesn't this look like almost exactly the same as the Wildy Guardian, the Sarah
It
Guardian?
does. Yeah.
That's
what I
where
thought.
Yeah,
that's
it
where he
is.
kind of
like a-
like that's
like
what
a
he pretty much.
copy.
Yeah, that's what he pretty much took it from. That's why I'd really like to see the armor kind of like a darker color to where it's not as like you're not making that kind of connection between as much. Yeah, no, I don't like the long plated skirt. It like doesn't really look like you'd be able to move around too well in that, and like the B helm, there's just not much like. I like this
It's
nice little design.
awful. It's just that's a bucket hell, but it's got a different slit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Let's move on.
Also,
to,
don't think it needs it doesn't need the Saris star on both the chest plate and the helmet, maybe. And it doesn't look like the vampires have had it for loads of years.
yeah, that's why it needs to be kind of dark and rugged and slimy and dark.
I think
Slimy.
it's
Hey
got,
man,
it's got such a
Port
big.
Phasmatis ain't too far away.
It's got a lot to sort of live up to as well. I don't know if people are slaying it, but Bandos just looks so good.
Yeah. I mean, people really aren't going to slay in it because it doesn't offer a DPS increase, but it's going to have many, many places where it's going to be very, very useful at.
But have you seen that meme about like video games, like as armor tiers, they show off more like skin?
Yes.
Yeah, just completely throwing that out the window. I want to see some legs or something.
No, I like this. Very, very, like, they could just come out with exactly what the mountain wears, and I'd be okay with that.
The color scheme looks really nice. The golds and the like steel colored body and the blues really nice. I like it. I'm a happy consumer.
All right, let's move on to some of the stuff that they talked about on the Q&As. Couple questions here. So, first and probably like of all the things that they talked about, most importantly is look about the integrity post. So the integrity post was initially given out in November of 2017. For those of you counting, this is pretty much 6 months ago. We were provided one update where all they did was pretty much just add RD Knights to the list, and they're trying to get feedback for the death mechanics. But we were given an update for their timetable, and they plan on discussing more about the integrity post and it in its entirety a couple months or shortly after the release of Raids 2, which at this point this is still several months away. 3-4 months. Like, what do you think about their timetable for this that they have set, and do you agree or disagree with it? And are you happy that they have given an update on it?
It's better than months of silence, but like every week I'd be running to the update page, see, oh, night's gone yet, a night's gone yet, no, maybe next week. It's gonna be after Raid 2, which is Raid 2. Has Raid 2 got a release date yet, or is it just summer?
Summer.
Well, it's probably inevitably going to be pushed back, considering the trend. They've been quite good with them recently.
I'd be fine with that. Like with something like this, like definitely like take your time with it.
Yeah, I understand why you're taking your time, but Raids 2, like we've nearly heard about this a year in advance to it happening. Because when Raids 2 is all done and like everything's fixed with that, said they want to do a qual month afterwards. Like, so add another month. We're going to be in like August getting an update we heard about November the previous year. So, bit mad. I mean, as long as it comes, I'll be done with Slayer probably by the time the death mechanics are reverted. So your boy's not paying 100k for his loot back anytime soon. They die like once a day. I don't know how.
I'm happy that they were able to provide us an update for when it is that they plan on addressing this. However, I do not think at all that this should be the timetable that they have set. Like, it's probably like I know that they're working on Raids 2, and that is their number one priority, and that is why we have not been getting medium big updates over the last 3 months. Which, God bless, please keep this up. Again, like I love the pacing of the game right now. I want this long term. However, I do not think that an integrity post should be like if they're going to readdress it at the end of summer. Like, how long is it going to be before like that shit actually gets put in? Like, we could realistically be looking at like a full fucking calendar year in between the integrity post being posted and being acted upon. That to me is completely unacceptable when like I know that putting out content is the biggest thing that they have to do, but like this is gotta be like that can be 1A. This has got to be 1B. Like, I think that this needs to be significantly higher on their priority list, and I cannot disagree more with this. Like, it with all the shit that they want to do, it's not really super complicated shit. Like, for the most part, it's just add a line of code into a requirement for using a piece of content, which they've actually like that is all it takes. Like, oh, have you completed this quest? Yes or no? Yes, you have. Okay, you can lay this box trap and so on. And like that's the shit that they have to do. This is not very difficult to implement, and I think that it is very concerning that this is not something that is being addressed earlier. Pawz?
I think it's kind of strange that they are telling us that they're going to get rid of knights after raids 2. It's like letting everyone know, get as much already knights in as
More
possible.
on this.
Oh my god.
Don't worry, guys. Gary's on his way. Like,
Just merge these questions.
Hey, man, if I merge the questions, I'm going to ask 13 questions in one question, and you're not going to know what question was asked because there's some questions.
Hey,
Question.
dog, I heard you like questions. Can we have like a fucking interval or something? I need to go for a fat piss.
You can answer.
We're like 3 hours deep.
2 hours and 34 minutes at this point. God bless. God bless. If,
2 hours 30
God-
minutes of my life.
Oh my god.
God bless if you guys are still with us.
Are you sure it's only 2 hours? It's gone dark outside.
If you guys are still watching this on YouTube, leave a comment. Let's see. So the initial one was just leave a comment with a topic or a category suggestion for like some things that we can do to give away stuff for fantasy EHP. And that was for 6 months of OS Buddy Pro. If you missed it earlier, and here we go. Here's another one. 6 more months of OS Buddy Pro. All you gotta do is submit a topic suggestion for the next podcast for us. There will be a link in the description. Include your Twitter handle, Discord name, or in-game name. Submit a topic. Include your name. Qualify for 6 more months of OS Buddy Pro. God bless. Trickool, you can provide your answer, and then you can hit the toilet.
What question? I answered this.
Oh,
I was the first to answer this.
all right. Well, all right. You're a grown ass man, and you see that. Now hold on. You answer you're number 1 here for this question, and then you are number 6 for the next question. That's a lot of time in there to go take care of what you need to do.
Eddie Randy, can I have a potty break?
Yeah, I like how you have to
You
give
gotta
them
put your hand up. Can I go toilet?
Go ahead. Like, all right. All right, Pawz. Did you answer for this?
I don't even know what question we're on.
The developer with the integrity post.
Yeah, I answered already.
All right, James, go ahead.
Alright, I don't know what's taking so long to change knights. I mean, how much more do they have to look into it to see that's a big issue? Didn't they say that it was going to come out like last month, 2 months ago? The
They've
changes.
said a lot of different things. They haven't done a lot of things.
Can we believe? I don't know. So
I won't believe, man.
just at least change knights already. I mean, pretty ridiculous.
Like, I don't understand why they're waiting. It's like they're waiting so they can do it all at once when it could just be staggered. Like, do all these updates slowly and just over time. And, like, these are all really small changes. There's no reason to delay it. That's really all I have to say about that.
Wait, what's even on the dev blog anymore? Or that thing? I just know knights and the dual arena thing.
Well, there's a bunch of bot stuff, but that's not really going to do anything, so I don't really care.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so Kieran said that the amount of people that have been doing like Artie Nights and like other content that is on here pretty much said that after they made the post that this stuff is going to be nerfed, the amount of people using this content jumped up drastically. So what do you think about and then like he started joking like, oh, we should say that we're going to remove this content, and then people will start using like this dead content and shit. Like, do you think that him joking around like that is him being careless? Because does this put any emphasis on how bad of a content it is that everyone wants to abuse it before it's gone and that it needs to be addressed 5 months ago? Or I don't know. What do you think about it?
There's no way it takes that long for them to implement what they've been talking about with this. Like, I don't see why they need to have it be after raids too. Like, I'm sure they have the staff for this at this point. I mean, they keep hiring people, so I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, I really did not like Kieran joking about this. Like, it is a major problem, and it should speak volumes to you as a developer of how fucked your game is. If you're telling people, yes, we know this content is broken, and we plan on unbreaking it, and then people start breaking it more than what they ever have before, like, that is... I'm not a fucking developer, but goddamn, like, I know that's fucked.
It should make the meta more urgent, not just joke about it. Like,
exactly. Especially since this has been something that has been ongoing for half of a year. I don't know. What do the rest of you guys think?
I mean, kind of said earlier, it's just ridiculous that it's taking this long for Knights to get changed. For him to just joke about it, it's kind of weird. Not like mad about it though. It's like whatever, do whatever he wants. But
I don't like that Knights are so good for fantasy either.
Yep.
There's a lot of things about fantasy.
They're not really good, just people
Easy.
bad.
Yeah.
You could do Artie for more HP, so I don't know why the hell you would do Knights.
Looks like Trickle's still away. So, here we go, Pawz. This one, real good for you. Several mods are in favor of allowing Slayer to become a free-to-play skill. They, like the idea of it introducing new players to the combat skill and the several variations of it.
My God.
They want new players to be introduced to combat in a couple, like, in different ways. So I don't know. Are there actually any new players, or is literally everyone a returning player from the past? What is your opinion on them wanting to add low-level Slayer free to play?
I see where they're coming from.
Take it away, rank 1 free to play.
Actually, kind of embarrassing.
Let me gas you up.
Anyway, I see where they're coming from. Like, if for new players, this would make sense. Like, they get to explore the game because they have this person telling them where to go. But I think the majority of people who are free to play have played in the past, and they're just trying to, like, try it again. So, but yeah, as a free to play only player, I think I would rather not take this path. Like, making members content free to play, I just feel like it ruins the free to play feel for me. Like, if I know they've talked about adding like skill capes in the past, and I would just hate that because it wouldn't feel like the simplistic game I'm used to at that point. Just all this new content. I would prefer it to stay the way it is at the moment. So, but I think this would be kind of fun at the same time. I would really prefer them not do this. I want to clarify that, but I can see this being entertaining for me. Like, if they came out with this new skill for free to play, I would probably go really ham. So that would be kind of fun. But yeah,
Motivation.
Yeah.
I really think that this is a bad idea. I'd like for the old school feel to be preserved in some kind of way. I think that there's enough in free to play, like free to play is essentially like an unlimited free trial. I don't like the idea. I don't like the idea of it being added in. So I'm not a fan of that at all. Hope that it remains members only, because like there's such a limited amount of things that you can play as well. Like you look at the like I know that there are some monsters that they assign that are not because like would they come out with like a free to play Slayer cave? You know what I'm saying? Like certainly they like I would imagine the biggest thing that they like if they were to ever like introduce any of the members items or the member monsters, I think that they would probably go up to like blood velds. Like blood velds require level 50. I can't imagine them doing anything more advanced than that, you know, just something small like that. I don't know. I still don't like it. You know, yeah, make an extension to like the lumbered swamp cave. I don't know. I don't like this at all. Next.
Trickool, but he's not here, apparently.
That fire, it's like must be a fire hose that he can't control.
Poor guy.
All right, Bront, Kbuns.
No, I went for a piss, and then my dog decided to go for a piss, and I had to clean it up.
Well,
All right, Trickool, what are your thoughts on free-to-play Slayer?
Bad.
All right, thank you.
Short and concise. If they do it, I hope they don't cap the level, because that stuff is really dumb. I think they should either make it free to play or not.
wait, did they actually say they're gonna cap it?
Well, on RS3 you can level like every skill to 3 or something stupid.
Yeah, it's 5.
You
Yeah.
can get invention to 17 for whatever reason.
It's so
Why
dumb.
why 17?
It's a bit silly. Like, what are they even gonna kill?
Yeah, they're not even gonna they are not gonna get more players because of that. There's nobody who's playing free to play for the first time and thinking, "Oh, I wish I could slay." They don't even know what that means.
You don't know what you don't know.
Yep, that is true.
They need to kill this moss giant boss on task.
Oh yeah, so let's talk about the moss giant boss. So is developed by
Let's all
some.
have a go pronouncing the name as well.
Oh God.
You want to try pronouncing it?
Ryan.
I'll let you try.
I'm not pronouncing it. It's Moss Giant Boss.
Yeah, it's
Ryan.
the moss giant boss. Bryophyta.
Bryophyta.
Isn't it, or something?
Oh, I don't know what the I don't know what the official that is the best I will put into it. So, pretty much it's a moss giant boss. Is developed by some RuneScape 3 IT guy in his tap time. Do you think stuff like this should find its way into a
So
poll?
you're probably wondering how I got myself in this position. Or whatever it is from How I Met Your Mother. Never watched it.
Do you think stuff like this should find its way into the poll and into the game, regardless of if it gets voted in or not? Like, just some guy who doesn't work on old school, literally designing content and then it coming in. Like, do you like random tap projects from random employees coming into the game? The Rev Caves? Let's talk strictly.
C-clan system.
Yeah, let's talk strictly, like, not what we think about it as a whole, but you know, what do you think about this? Is like some tap.
It's alright. Don't know who this is exactly targeting. Haven't really looked too much into it. Seems like it's just low to mid-level stuff.
Is it getting pulled?
Yeah.
It seems-
It already passed.
Oh,
Oh my god.
They've turned it around in like 4 days. I had no idea.
how long was this a thing or a thought?
4 days maybe. Like
Yeah, I
it's
don't know.
it's funny as hell because like hold on. It was actually asked as a Q&A question, and then within 2 weeks, some RS3 IT guy had this completely developed, full and ready that he did in his free time at work. I don't know, like
Can we put quotes around free time?
I think that this was already designed, and they asked it to try to get feedback on if they should add, like, it was already well and done and completed by this dude in his tap time, and then they just say, let's get some feedback and see what the people think. I don't know. I don't like this. I also hate the boss, but I hate the boss, but like I don't like the idea of this coming in from a
It looks
Kid
pretty
3
stupid.
IT tech guy. Yeah.
Wait, so is this
Also-
free to play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really care who devs it as long as the content is good. Like, this just seems thrown together and sloppy. And I just don't see why it has a place in old school.
They really need to change how it looks.
I don't like the personal just squeezing in something because I want it in the game from some of the developers.
You listening, Jed?
Did they use the model for Necreal and paint it green, give it horns and a sword? That's honestly what it looks like.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Let me scroll down. Yeah, I mean, it kind of looks like it, yeah. Got some kind of mossy
Does someone
sword.
post a picture?
Yeah, I'll put it in the Twitch chat here. An ugly looking like.
Really silly.
Look at his face. Oh, he's got some massive.
Look at the
fucking
top
tits
of his
as well.
head!
Yeah.
Look at his
Alright.
Oh man.
So like slime he has on his
They
shoulders.
look like Gingbino's toenails. Those feet do as well.
Oh god, that's disgusting.
If you know, you know. Kind of looks like Shrek.
Alright, so let's move on to like the reward. So the reward is a staff that can be charged with 1,000 nature runes.
It's a nature mall.
It is a nature.
It's a nature mall.
It's
is
the
an-
opposite of a nature mall.
Yeah, it is a nature staff that holds nature runes, and while it is equipped, it has a 1 in 15 chance of not spending a nature rune
Oh
when
man,
any spell that uses a nature rune.
let's
So, what do you guys
let's
think?
give let's give a prayer to Paul.
Yeah.
Moment of silence.
Yeah. What do you guys think about this?
I don't like how they're bringing in these dungeoneering items. I mean, pretty much exactly what's.
We are on DG phase of old school now. We've got a rape you come in. We've already had chaotic maul.
Yep.
We've already had
Cold
Eagle Eye
Edge.
Kite.
Yeah.
We're getting the bloody nature staff now. We've already had Bone Crusher, which was DG. Nature Rune is 202 GP each. My
Yeah, they're
God.
gonna drop even more. I bet.
The highest they've been in the past 6 months is 230 GP. That's so sad.
A sad life for rune crafters.
Venezuelans that do that though.
I don't think
Seriously? Anyone bored? Go 365 Nature Altar, and there's like 60 of them. It's like
Really?
so.
Kind of want to check.
I don't like this. I think that the staff's a pretty dumb idea. Like, it seems far too powerful. Like, thankfully you can only put 1,000 in there, but like you can cast 15,000 spells, and before it
Wait,
finally
what?
runs out. So like it has a 1 in 15 chance of saving it. You can cast a spell. Like
Oh, yeah.
initially when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay. So
That
this,
lasts you 10 hours. Then.
yeah, like 'cause I was thinking about like people like high alking just sitting there fucking going away, like making a lot less. Like it, I might think about getting this for my fucking luring alt.
Wait, is this free to play? The staff?
No, it's not.
It was poll for free to play though, wasn't it?
Yeah, it failed. I'm pretty sure.
Would it get in the
Wait,
poll?
so it's a free-to-play boss that drops a pay-to-play item?
Yes.
Yep.
Wait, what's it even job for free to play then?
Genius.
Nothing. It drops this thing that you attach to a battle staff, and then it becomes this
You
staff.
can't even use.
But yeah, as a free-to-play player, you can get like the top of the staff, and then you can sell that. But you can't make the staff or use the staff.
That's so dumb.
You get the reward that you can't use.
Maybe they thought like, oh, people will get the reward and then they'll have to buy membership to use the stuff.
Sell
Pretty
the piece for the membership.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like the opposite of what they should have done for an item as well. It's an item that makes nature runes worth less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What they should have done is like
Nature. Oh,
15% chance to alch another item.
Oh,
God. Whoa.
That would have made more sense. Well, maybe it should be like faster alching or something. I don't know.
man, my
Two-tick
epilepsy.
Oof.
That was an actual update that came in the game, everybody.
I'd probably be
It's
okay
all-
with. I'd much rather like. I think it'd be much better if it was like a 1 in X amount of chance of alching twice,
Well, that would
and
still do
giving
the same
that
thing.
and
Just
giving
still
that
save
X.
your-
Nah, it gives you the XP as well. So I mean,
Yes. But that would still make Nats drop in price. If it just made it faster alching, then
yeah, I guess I don't know math.
it's still
Alright.
bad. It's like, what is alching, like 60k XP per hour?
Yeah.
So bad.
Whose notes is this something about? Trickool, is this you?
It was that one tweet of the guy who said something. I couldn't find the tweet. We don't get anything for months, and then out of nowhere we get a dev blog of content we've never even heard of. People react to the dev blog, and it gets tweaked and gets re-released, and then within 24 hours, it's polled and passed pretty much. And it's really stupid.
Yeah, I really don't like shit. Like devlogs coming out and then any kind of tweaks that happen to it, then a new thing. Like, what was that? What was that one thing that it was a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago? I don't fucking know. Sometime pretty recently, where they came out with an updated blog for something, and then 3 hours after it was released, a poll was in the game for the.
Bloody the G8. Why are you allowed to do that? I don't think that's very good.
Cool. Alright, so 2 questions left. Coming up on 3 hours. First 3-hour one in a goddamn while. Thank you guys all. So, this is one of the submitted questions we had is, what is the least fun thing you've ever had to do on RuneScape? Over all of the years, what tops it for you?
Can I think on about that?
Whoa, what the fuck?
Wait,
Okay, man.
where's it going?
Like,
No.
Whoa! Whoa!
I don't know. Like, way back in the day, I used to run law runes for people. But at the time, I was young, so I didn't really care that I wasn't getting any XP or progressing. Like, I was just running those fucking runes. Like, I didn't care. So, I don't know. I didn't really find it boring, but that's probably something I would find extremely boring now.
I'm gonna have to answer this later. I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I don't need any time to think about this. It was doing Questscape.
Oh man, quests are pretty bad.
I logged out and just didn't play for several days when doing Questscape.
I'll say for me the least fun thing was getting 99 mining. At the time that I did it, the 2S2G was 60k an hour, and I could get like 45k an hour at the load. And I was still in school.
I
So
thought you loved load.
I do.
You made that one video.
I
about
do, but like it wasn't fun. Like I was not motivated to come on and play. Like I have been very consistent over the like. If there was any point in time that I was ever like demotivated to the point where I was like, maybe I don't really want to play. Like, I mean, that was my last fucking skill to max. So I was like, maybe I really don't want to play this game anymore after I finish this shit. So, yeah, I would say getting 99 mining was the least fun that I had ever.
Definitely killing Kbuns for a Skull Scepter. Worst monster in the game.
Ugh.
Crazy high defense, and it lowers your strength, so can't do anything about that.
Now I'll open the format when the podcast was supposed to start, which was like 5 hours ago. Been in podcast mode for 5 hours pretty much. And the first thing that came to my head was Teaks with a box in 2014. Couldn't fucking stand it. Absolutely hated that method. Absolutely hated the skill. I've never done it since. Not going to do it ever again. I hate woodcutting. It's the worst skill ever. But that brief period, like after the skilling cup, when like herb and tar and things became like meta, and I kind of tried to stop doing reindeer hat fishing instead of that. I remember doing about an hour and a half of it and just logging out for like 6 days because I just couldn't be bothered, knowing that was what I was going to be doing now. But then grew a pair of balls, put the hat back on, and never felt that way again about the game. Seriously, like Teaks with a box, man. I skipped school to do that.
To do what?
To do woodcutting. Me and Wakestock would just. You gonna go to school today? He's like, nah, I've only got one class, can't be arsed. All right, we'll go do some woodcutting. He's like, yeah, we just sit there and just hate it together.
You boys head on down to the hardwood grove.
It was absolutely fucking horrendous. I hate woodcutting so much.
You know what? I just thought of something else actually. There was a brief period of time in free to play where the meta for mining was using a tinderbox to foretic. That was absolutely awful. And I think there was a period of time it was meta for members as well. Tinderbox mining is definitely the worst.
Yeah, I did that for 99. And then 4G came out like 4 days later.
On another note though, like what's the best thing you've ever done?
Ooh. Terminal fishing.
You know what? Also with this least fun thing, I'm going to include the skilling cup.
Yeah, I hate that.
You know what? Fuck that. Get rid of mining. Skilling Cup 2 was the least fun that I ever had in this fucking game. Like, even though like we had the woodcutting up our pocket for months, that shit was so like that was honestly like the worst like 5-6
I've
weeks.
I've never known the clan be so private and stressed all at the same time.
That was so fucking terrible, dude. I like cuz like it started in like the beginning of December and ended in like middle of January. And like when it started, like I had fucking finals going on and yeah, I was like man, stressed as that was the least fun 6 weeks ever. But it was worth it all because the next few months after that was probably like easily gonna be up there as some of the best. And I would say that like the first couple days after was the best just because of the meat and everything. But yeah, like the 6 weeks of it going on was terrible. Hunter was so fucking bad. Like, Hunter was probably the worst one. Because
Required like 11 people.
yeah, and we couldn't get attacked. Maz had to fucking like have the squad covering us, so it was yeah. There we go. Least fun that I had was the Skilling Cup 2. Most fun, come back to me on it. You guys go ahead. The most
Guess
fun that you ever had.
Most fun to know is ours. I don't know if it was the most fun, but I had a lot of fun early on swimming. We had like 6 people there. Pretty fun. Your release. All the puffer boys.
But one of the most fun I had was like I finished 99 RC just before I finished school, so I had summer to do all my buyables, and that was really fun. With like a couple of 80-hour weeks, and like I did like crafting in a week, and then I did like I did like crafting like 3 days, and then I did like smithing in a week, and then I did like fletching in like a week as well, and then I went and did thieving in a week, and it was pretty. And then like fire making straight after, did like all of my Bibles like really quick when I had loads of time, which was pretty fun. But like summer 2015 was really good because I just sat on the roofs for all of it. I enjoyed that a hell of a lot. I played quite a bit as well, like 450 hours a month for 3 or 4 months or something. It was pretty fun.
I think the most fun that I had might have been immediately after the Skilling Cup and results had ended. Most of that was shit that happened outside of RuneScape, but man, like getting to see the statue and like, cause only like 7 people in the clan knew that we had won prior to the results officially coming out. So like, getting to see everybody was great. After that, like 200 mils though. I think that like doing like the bank standing skills like herblore and crafting, like those are probably the 14x14s there. Maybe my most fun that I had doing those, like actually training of skills.
2014 Slayer was fucked as well because I did 87 to 99 in like I don't know 2.5 weeks, maybe 3. There's 3 weeks. I started it in like on the 1st of November and then finished it on the 21st, and then did mining for like 2 weeks. And then I found myself saying like one more task till about 6 in the morning. I had to be up for school, and then I just didn't go into school and just kept slaying. I ended up doing like 3 100-hour weeks back to back, just slaying. So nice, so comfy. Just every task was plop your cannon down and wait around for 40 minutes.
Yeah, that was really
And
good.
you didn't have to hop, because when I was doing it, me and Harm, we both did it at the same time, and he had 86 and I had 85, and like they were the hidden worlds at the time as well. So we sat on 85 for 3 weeks, never hopped once, just sitting and doing like extended black demons and
Which
and,
were
like,
EHP at the time.
Yeah, you get get EHP just sitting in Proslight with a cannon. So great.
Yeah, that getting 99 Slayer was really fucking awesome as well. Yeah.
I also liked it when like everyone, because there was like a group of us in Hexis, and we'd all always use. There was like me, Dreamy, Vior, and Razor and Jicky, and we were all in TeamSpeak, and we were all like pretty well matched when it came to like how much we were playing and how close we were to maxing. We all maxed within like a month of each other or something. That was really good fun.
Alright, boys, it's been over 3 hours. Last question. What have you guys been up to in training during the last 3 hours of the podcast?
I've been slaying. It's alright.
What's your current task? How much XP?
Smoke Devils. 138.2. If I finish it by the end of the year, I'll be happy, but I should finish it by October.
Next.
Oh, I'm crafting.
What?
Roof.
Red D head bodies.
Red?
Yeah.
Wow.
Disgusting.
What? What's wrong with that?
Hey, my fantasy EHP shirt came in today. I've been wearing it since the start. I'll post a picture of it on Twitter. The design, like looking at it, like on the like the design looks fucking excellent. Like the logo is awesome. Like it really looks perfect, and I love it. I'm very happy.
What
Been doing.
color is it?
I got a long sleeve gray one.
Like, is it charcoal grey or is it just grey?
I think it's called like Heather.
That's like the default one, isn't it?
I don't know what gray that means.
Yeah, it's
I
the
think
default.
that's more like the texture of it.
Fucking whatever when you go to the official thing here, like I got that one that you see on there, but just in long sleeve. Don't really have any long sleeve shirts. Yeah,
Chinchompa gray.
Chinchompa gray. I like it.
Red chinchompas aren't grey.
Yep.
Alright.
They're red.
Kbuns, pause.
I'm doing lavas, about to run some PRS for the boys.
What?
Ugh.
Gotta be done to beat these weenies.
Fantasy EHP is going too far.
Fantasy over EHP. Haha. I
Yep.
saw a
Yeah.
tweet. Don't know who made it.
Who will take it too far?
They get some regulation.
I
Yeah, we
don't
need a
want to
referee.
interfere.
Come on,
You need a referee up in here.
Ginge, take control.
King Bino in November 2018. I know you're watching this.
He was in the chat earlier, but alright, Pawz, I didn't even hear if you said anything or not.
I have been smithing. Runesmithing. I'm at 65.7 mil, making some major bank, like 600k an hour. Pretty
Yeah.
great.
Cool.
Shh, 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 shh.
Alright.
Don't tell anybody.
Alright, so I know this has been a long ass podcast. If you guys are watching it on YouTube, I hope you at least watched it at like 1.25 times speed. Sitting at like 3 hours and 12 minutes. So, thank you for your guys' support. Links for Fantasy EHP will be in the description, as well as submitting a topic and qualifying for some of the giveaways that we were doing. So thank you guys for watching the 69th episode of the Hexis podcast. See ya.
Big ball to some weenies.
Goodbye.
See ya.